Trash to Cash podcast. Wait, we have a real intro, guys. You ready?
Yo, it's the spot where you call your claim. Dibdit.com is the name of the game. Got pop culture gems lined up in a row. Click that mouse, let your dibs overflow. Dibdit.com, yo, where the coolest vibes always flow. Claim your treasures, make them glow. Dibdit's the place to steal the show. Dibdit.com, yo.
I am impressed. I am
Pretty good.
impressed.
That's pretty cool. I like when the
That is
anime lady
awesome.
was getting treasures.
Send
See-
that to me. I'll put it in my next Commonwealth.
I
Picker
sent
video.
it to you like 4 days ago, and I was so upset that you didn't heart it, and I guess you just never saw it.
Well, I
It
was,
was in our group chat.
I was in, fighting mode at the time, and I
okay,
wasn't
so
sure
you just
this
didn't watch
podcast would continue, and I just wanted to ignore
Oh,
everything
yeah.
for a few days. I
Trash
I
just
to
can't
Cash
remember why
breakup
Kevin was mad at
2025.
us. I can't remember. He was mad
191.
at us
I
for
wasn't
something.
mad at you.
Oh, he
You
was
were the
mad
one
at
that
us
was
because
mad at me.
No, Kevin was all mad because he said he just kept like
No.
he was like, your show sucks now, the podcast sucks now. You talk about cards too much. He was so mean to Dan in the last episode. Dan
That was-
called me crying. He's like, oh my gosh, Kevin was so mean and my feet hurt, and I was like, Kevin should massage your feet.
Do some penance. Do some
Yes,
penance.
exactly. And what happened to Mike? Remember that guy, the Death Pilot guy? I haven't heard.
Yeah,
of
what
him in
happened to
like 2
Mike?
weeks.
I had to give him some talking to today. He called me up, and I could tell he was one of those calls. He was in need of a reprimand, and I was like,
Oh,
okay.
good.
I mean, I've been doing it for 2 weeks, but finally the light came on today, and he's like, it was a video I did. He watched my video, unlike you two guys, and he's like,
I
feel
started
like
both
you
of
were
your
talking to
videos,
me,
your last
you know?
2 videos, and I
You
stopped.
started them both.
I started them. Yeah.
Now, hold on.
then
Carrie
I stopped
also
watching.
didn't heart the dibdit.com video when I posted it. He might have actually missed it, though.
I missed
No,
it.
I
didn't
think
see
I think
it
I
the
saw
first
it,
time I
but
saw
like
it.
I didn't know you were so worried about that. I thought
I was-
because like
well, Dawn-
you're the kind of person
Dawn-
where like we'll me and Don
We'll
will
break
say
bread
like
together.
something. Yeah, we'll say something really deep and emotional to you, and you'll just say yes. And I'm like, okay, well then whatever.
right.
No, I
That's
just
fine.
listen.
There's
I
so
just
much
thought it was the
nonsense in
best
this
dibdit
chat
ad.
that I
There's
just
a-
skipped
that
most
chat's
of
a
it.
little
Oh, here it
overwhelming,
is.
I will
Here
say.
it is.
Yeah,
Okay, so now
you
how
have
do I
it.
save it is the question.
I posted it on my Facebook. I didn't get very many views, but I did. I did. Let's just say we have some fun motivations at the end. Carrie, Kevin can leave, but Carrie and I are going to stick
goodness.
around and do some
I
motivations
filmed
at the end.
2 motivations. I've got 2 more to go.
That's
Yeah,
good. We'll
'cause I
save,
think
we'll
they're
save them
not
for
that
next
early.
month. We'll save them for next month.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I've got
just-
some to put in at the end here.
I'm just happy to be here. Dave almost quit the podcast this week. And
Why do
sent
these
me
taste like fish?
Vicious. See, he's trying to avoid it. He sent me
Yeah,
just
just-
hard, cold
Yeah,
messages.
yeah. What did you do, Dave?
In a bad mood.
Let's
and then
tell
he
the
pulled some
people
cards.
how
and I
you
was happy.
almost broke up Trash to Cash.
Oh, let me see. I can find it.
Which
I'm sure. I'll
Kevin
just read the
somehow
whole
weaseled
conversation.
his way into in episode 16.
14.
Yeah, what did
Well,
he say?
officially in 16.
Officially in 16.
No, so
It was
this is
a
like
try-
let's do
tryout
this. Let's
at
do this.
14.
Let's
did.
see.
I
Let's
thought
see.
this was going to be the week Dave came back to eBay. I really did.
Are you close yet, Dave?
I listed something today,
Oh,
but
there you
but not
go.
really, not really. Here's the problem, Carrie, and I for real need training by Carrie. I don't know how to do it. I cannot take a photograph of this card and have it look good. Like
You need
the
a-
lights are
or-
shining on it. It
You
just
need
looks
like
terrible.
a stand to lean it up
Did you
against.
put it down
Or
and take
How
a
do you?
picture? Or
I
or
did, but then my
scanner.
my phone was blocking the light, so there was like
get
a
like a
darkness
card and then you,
over
like,
it.
Lean it. I just
So-
think I just
Dave that can make a AI video like that can't take a picture without a glare on it.
I'm having a real issue. This card is really weird. I pulled this card just for fun, guys. It's a 0 of 0, so it's a 1 of 1.
Losing
And none have
more
sold.
subscribers as we
There's
talk.
one that was listed for like 2,500. That's PSA 10. I'm thinking $9.99 or best offer. It might sell
Yeah.
for 100, but that'd be fine too because I paid like 70 for the box just because I wanted the
That's
cards
a
for
typical
myself.
card flip.
Yeah, but it could sell for 500-600. It could sell for 800. We don't know.
yeah.
These cards are
hopes and
really cool,
dreams,
though.
man.
Well,
Yeah,
I
the
had
cards do
dreams.
look
I
awesome.
really did. I was waiting every time Dave released a video. I'm like, this is the one. This is the one. I'm clawing Dave back from the dark side, and he's gonna use my model of reselling on eBay and live at the same time. But no.
Well, I think for $500 plus items on eBay, at least. I think that's fair.
So setting that bar really low, aren't you?
Yeah, like because I really don't
$500.
want to list on eBay. Like, okay, so maybe like $100 DVD player also would go on eBay.
It's like a nuance thing. Like if you know
Yeah.
it's gonna, if you know it has value and it would bomb on Dibdit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
I do
Yeah.
that with sports cards. Like I know, like it's like a prospect that's hot, but people might not know it, so I don't want to risk it on a live. So I get it.
Well, the alternative is you have to educate them, and if you educate them in a way that they feel wasn't truly representative, they might get mad at you, or maybe you underrepresent it.
Nobody's
and-
gonna get mad. Has
represent it,
anybody
then you
ever
have no
gotten
issue.
mad at you?
yeah, oh yeah.
No. I don't- Well, yeah, I mean, people have gotten mad at me for other things, of course.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
tons
general.
of time.
Oh,
My wife's
for
mad at me 3
overreact,
times
I
today.
It's not bad. You're doing
That's it.
good today.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Speaking
she
of
was holding
Tina-
up all the mad at me's from Father's Day, and she
Have you
just held
seen
them
Oh, yeah.
Tina's? Have you seen Tina's pleas to take Dave away for a while? She needs a break. Have you seen
No.
those on? You haven't seen
Where'd she say
those,
that?
Dave? On the
Said it
chat.
on one of the chats,
She's
yeah.
like, "Yo, feel free to take Dave for a while."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're allowed to babysit at any point.
When?
Just in
when did that
A couple
general.
happen?
days ago, right after Mike said something
Oh, I didn't even see it.
about future plans somewhere. Probably.
Oh yeah. Is it the secret Crossville meeting?
No,
or
but
something.
but they're like, we need to talk about that after the show, Kevin, because Mike said he was going somewhere private with you, and now he's backed out on you, and so now you're like all alone going to
I'm so confused.
Hot
I
Duke's
thought he
house in
scheduled
Idaho or
everything,
something.
and then all of a sudden he
It's all very
didn't. I don't
confusing.
know. You guys are fighting or something's going
Well,
on.
and then he told me he wanted to go like to Homosassis, that place where we saw the manatees, and he tried to kill one. And now he's backed out of that, so I think Mike is not part of the
Yeah.
group anymore.
I
Bye,
know.
Mike.
I feel
That's
like
why I
Mike is
had
moving
to
on.
have
Yeah,
a
Mike's
conversation
part of
with
the what is it? The Locker Room podcast. What's the one he's on?
Yeah, the Reseller Locker Room
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, Reseller
He's even,
Locker
if you
Room
watch
podcast.
that podcast, he's even withdrawn for that. There's like 6-minute stretches where he's looking at the computer,
I
and
know.
Dan carries the show all by himself, and even Joe is like carrying it. Joe and Dan. I mean, I'm like, what is going on here, Mike?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Mike.
He's ADH Davin, but he never comes back. He's a
Do you
little
think?
slower
What do you think's
coming
wrong?
back.
Like, are his bookies after him or something?
Well, necessity is the
Possible.
mother of invention, and he's got it made. So he
That's
just,
true, yeah,
goes
he's
on
lit.
walks on the beach.
Yeah, he could just walk on the. He doesn't have to do anything. Anymore ever. He's got it made.
I predict a comeback. I predict a death
Well, you gotta
pile
come
picker
back from what, though? You
eBay
gotta
and
get
live
some-
selling comeback.
Oh, for
I'm
him,
predicting it now. Yeah.
he just
You know
barely
what-
started.
Do you know what I looked at the other day? I looked at my Facebook comments. Have you looked at those guys?
Oh, those are the
Have you-
worst.
They're,
I mean, well,
they're
there's
tough.
some super nice ones. To be granted, there's actually very nice ones, like almost too nice,
Yeah.
and there's very mean ones.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
seeing. I can't.
All right.
I wish I could find
Look at
this
your
one that I
reviews.
saw. It was so bad. Oh, my reviews are terrible too. I noticed that the other day. I've got like 3 stars on there. Yeah. Okay. So here's one. F him, give him this, and it's just 2 middle fingers. It's like, why do you always talk like you just rolled out of bed? Well, you know.
You got bamboozled for $20. This is just right on the front page here.
It's crazy.
You maybe got 50 cents there. Not bad.
You're
With the class,
rude.
I'll give them that.
50
You're rude
cents,
is another
hey.
one.
I gotta look at
Okay,
my
Carrie, can I ask you a
reviews.
question?
And then
I
some
saw
nice
a
ones. There were some
video.
nice ones,
I
too.
saw a video you posted of video games that you bought. Was that like a recent find, or you're editing old footage?
No, that's a recent find. That's a Dawn find, though. I
Where
went
was
with
that?
it. That was just down the street, dude.
It seemed like a lot of consoles, a lot of testing.
Sega CD.
Yeah, did it work?
got Sega CDs?
It doesn't even need to work. Like, it'll go for about
Really?
half of what we paid untested.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
wow.
like, and there's a lot of fun. I love going through those for the video games. Like, do you remember War of Cybertron, the Transformer game on Xbox 360? I remember playing it like 15 years ago. It's like a $45 game now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's
played it on
interesting to kinda
PS3
see-
though. I was a PS3 boy.
I had them both because you know.
Can't even
'Cause you
find
were
where you
rich.
find reviews anymore.
rich,
Where do you
yeah.
find reviews?
It was
on
just like
Facebook?
right on your
Oh,
front
there it
page of
is.
Facebook.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had some good ones. You need to do that. I haven't done that video in a while. You need to do that video, Dave. Just read.
Which one? I need to do any video. I haven't
Yeah.
done any video.
Well, I was
in a
gonna
while.
say in between your sales, but you're not selling anywhere right now. You could That's what I used to do. Do a sale and then read something terrible about myself, and then I do a
Mm-hmm.
sale and read something terrible about myself. They were intriguing. They were good videos. I haven't
Now,
done
what's
them.
your rotation, Kevin? Where is it like every 3 months you just do the like I hate this YouTube reseller and it's actually you?
No.
Is that every 3 months that you rotate that in?
Once a year.
So
Listen,
once a year.
I have one that goes on a 1.5-year schedule, and I just did the other one. I've done 4 videos, like the 4 things eBay, 4 most important thing for eBay resellers.
Yeah.
I've done.
You've jumped
3
the
of those
shark.
videos.
You
No,
jumped
these
the
are
shark,
good.
your channel.
I did one today, so you'll see it on Thursday. The 4 most important things. So I went back and looked at the last 3, and I haven't changed that much, but this one is different. These 4 are now more important than those 4 ever were. Things are changing quickly.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's always
Kevin-
something changing.
Kevin, what are you going to do if I pass you in followers on Facebook?
What do you got?
I keep gaining. I've got like 330 now. 3.
Wow, you're gaining faster.
Like I've
than
gained
me.
like 30K in the last month and a half.
Holy moly! I
Yeah.
gain like 2K, 3K a month.
Yeah.
But you got a long way to go. You got a long.
I know
way
you
to
got like 500, right? That company
509,
that made your
509.
following for you, that bought your
Well,
following. Remember
now,
that company?
Come on.
Yeah, remember
They made a
Remember me
large
who's muscled out like about over 100K on Facebook on 2
Yeah,
accounts,
see?
all without spending $1, just the old-fashioned,
I
the
didn't spend
American
$1.
way.
I didn't
What?
spend $1.
That is true. You didn't spend it.
Can
That is,
you,
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'll give you that.
I made $1.
Did you post the thing, Carrie, about the NES that Kevin's giving away? Did you post that over on your
posted
page?
it
It's
on
still going. Yeah,
stories.
y'all go do that right
Yeah,
now.
but no, I mean on your Facebook page.
No, I
No,
haven't
he
on
didn't.
Facebook. No.
He
Oh,
didn't.
why not?
I asked twice. He didn't do it.
Well, yeah. Why don't you want to do it? Is it because you hate us?
It's because I hate you guys. Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, I
at
haven't
least
done
he
it.
tells
No.
us. But why?
It's not- I
I
don't
want to know
hate
why.
you guys.
I want to know why.
Because it's an ad, and I don't want to. It's a monetize. It's one of my
Wait a
hang-ups
minute.
with.
Is this the same guy who I see an ad?
I would do it on my
Instagram,
stories. I don't
TikTok
do. I
all
don't
the
do.
time.
I don't do them on my posts though. I like to do them on my stories. That's just kind of the setup I've always done.
if
so.
Kevin were to pay you to post it,
I'm
and you
not
could put
paying him.
sponsored content, that would work.
I might put just sponsored content.
It's
That might
not.
be a
How
good
is it
idea.
an ad? You own it.
I know, but it's an ad for my own
dipped
stuff.
What? Isn't that all we do every day?
Yeah.
That's what my Flipper channel is.
Yeah, your
Buy
Flipper
my
channel is just an
stuff.
ad for Dibdit?
No,
That's true.
it's an ad for my eBay stuff, sort of. That's why I have everything out there for everybody
You
to
hear
see.
that, guys? He finally said the quiet part out loud.
Oh, I've said that.
His
before.
whole channel is just an
I-
ad for you to buy his
No.
eBay items.
That literally, he said that before. That's why you started the channel, right? Was to help get things
Well, it was
moving,
one-
and then you
yeah.
found an enema or something. I forgot the story completely. But
Something like that.
Something like
Found
that.
an enema. Yep,
He
yep.
fell onto it. He was like,
he
Listen,
fell
I-
onto an enema.
I've always said 20% or less, and literally every day it's close to that number. And in my next video, I just saw what came through. Somebody went and bought like 6 things. I'm like, I can't. I'm not going to be able to say unless I get tons of other sales. I'm not going to be able to say 20% this week.
oh, okay.
Which,
Were
whatever.
they big dollar items?
I don't know. I didn't really look at them.
Oh,
I
okay.
could, if you care.
No, I
About my
don't.
eBay sales.
No, I have one eBay listing, guys. It's a really poorly photographed card. Like, really poorly photographed.
Dude, come on.
Yeah, he's gonna
How
ship it
hard
in a
could it
CD
be?
case.
It's not good. I need to take a better picture. I didn't have time, but I was like, I want to post something before the podcast.
Look, if you
I have one item on
actually
eBay.
sell some cards occasionally, you might want to get like a little flatbed scanner printer.
It's $199.94
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You used to do that scanner
order.
thingy. 100 who what?
$199.94. Raggedy Ann doll, 20% off. Pier 1 whipped vanilla cream diffuser. I don't know what that went for.
I'll take a picture for you, man. Like, just bring it with you tomorrow,
Tape
and I'll take a
recorder,
picture.
Lady
of
in
it
the
for you.
Tramp,
Yeah.
Aqua medicine bottles. I mean, who should I thank? Marcia. Thank you, Marcia.
But no, so the reason I thought the
Marsha,
Stranger
Marsha,
Things,
Marsha.
similar to like that M&M thing, the litho that I sold over on Dibdit this week, I think like you have to have the right people.
Yeah, which
The
is
right
why
audience,
you should have
which you-
just shouted me out in the video. I'd have come over. I'd have given you more money for it than that.
Yeah. Well, okay, so actually I have a question about that, and I didn't look at my comments yet to see if anyone responded to this, but I saw a worth point for that litho for like $1,100. But then the person who bought it researched it on Terapeak, and that
didn't
same
sell.
sale said $690 or something like that.
Best offer, yeah.
Okay, so you think that Terapeak's the correct one, right?
Yes, correct.
So he got it for like
If it's the
180,
best
and it's
offer item, yeah.
sold for $690, and there's none listed of that. You know, the non-auto ones. So I think
I'd list it for 800,
yeah,
and
yeah, I
then
think
take 5.
worst
4.
case, yeah.
I would take
I think-
4. I'd take 4. I would have
Yeah, I
paid
think 7.
3.
I think 7. But yeah, no. So anyway, so that type of item where you don't have a bunch of M&M fans in the 30 or 50 or whatever, how many people are in your stream, it doesn't make sense. Just like this card, the Stranger Things card, a 1 of 1 basically. Like if I run that on Dibdit, I might get a speculation purchase
with the
of 50
crowd
bucks.
that Kevin's brought into Dibdit, it's mostly what's that guy? Glenn, the orchestra
Glenn
guy,
Campbell.
the guy,
Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell.
Oh, no,
maybe?
no, no. Glenn Miller.
The line.
Glenn Miller, yeah.
Yeah, Glenn
Did
Miller.
they ever find him, by the way, Kevin? You might know.
Was Glenn Miller gone? Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
you
Glenn
don't know
Miller.
the story, man?
No,
He,
I
like,
do. I'm
went
getting
down in a
confused
plane.
with Lindbergh. What?
The Lindbergh
Wait.
baby?
No, no, no.
What's happening?
I'm so confused.
The Glenn Miller Orchestra guy, he was traveling during World War II doing those big band performances, and he wanted to get across the channel early, so he went with a military plane and left his band behind, and the plane went down.
Man,
Okay,
how do
so
I
anyways,
not know this?
that's
Dude,
the kind
you're
of
the
stuff
history
I'm gonna put
guy.
on there.
I know.
This is what my degrees give me the edge
Yeah.
at. I can
And
know
I love
useless
Glenn Miller
stuff.
music.
You,
Now look
you
at
do,
that.
I know.
December 15th, 1944. Died.
Yeah, see?
Okay,
That's
can
the
we
kinda-
talk
So they
about
must have
reselling,
found
guys,
it.
please?
Yeah.
Come on. Can we talk about
do it.
reselling?
Hey,
I
you
want to
can
talk
sell
about
Glenn Miller
AI
stuff.
listing tools.
All
I want
right.
to talk
Wait a
about
minute.
AI
Yeah.
listing tools.
Ooh, that's a hot topic right now.
Make me nervous.
Mr. Tekken Sports, who's I still don't know if his name is actually Tekken.
He won't even tell
don't
us his
know.
first name. Should we be
it
shilling his
Tekken?
stuff right now?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't watch his video, but I saw a bunch of people, like I
I
saw
didn't.
on TikTok and stuff, like people promoting some other AI listing tools. One of the cross-listing platforms reached out to me wanting to promote an AI listing tool, and I'm not a sellout, so I said no. A bed company reached out
'Cause
to me to
he's
promote a
not,
mattress,
dude.
Kevin.
That's so
A
much
mattress
BS.
promotion. And I said no because I thought it was for my cooking channel. I was like, it would be weird to promote a mattress on my cooking channel, but it was for my picker channel.
No,
and I
just
shot
eat
it
it
down
in
like an
bed.
idiot.
Yeah, you should.
I should have
not.
taken that.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
mattress was it? With
Could
the
you
same one
imagine
I
that?
did?
Like cut mid
I don't remember the name of the
picking
company.
video. You're just in the bearskin robe or whatever on the mattress, and
laying
you just
all
sell
sexy
it.
like?
You're
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
You're not even saying anything, but you're saying stuff with
could
your
have this
eyes.
bed.
The most successful ad I've ever put in a video was a mattress one because I got my wife to do it with me in the bed, and she's well. That sounded weird, and that was
What?
You finally
do
got her
the
to do it with
video
you in the
with-
bed. Congratulations.
video with me
Congratulations.
in the bed.
Share to bed.
And
Well
they
done.
loved it. She was funny. The kids were in it. The dogs were in it. We were on foot, and people were. And you know, normally you see an ad and you see a dip in the
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
time
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. This thing was like straight. People watched it. So and they called. They want to do
Congratulations,
another one
Kevin.
next month.
If we
so I'll
haven't
have
told
to
you
do
how
another one.
proud we are of that ad you did in the past, we're proud.
Yeah, well.
We're so
So I
proud.
saw some guy in the Goodwill take a picture
I thought you were
of
going to say
the
poop.
DVD
I thought you were going to
shelf.
say take a dump.
I see
just
the
for
AI
record.
talk
the
disappeared that quickly.
DVD shelf. No, this is the AI talk. They
Okay.
took a picture of the DVD shelf, and the AI app like showed him the comps for everything in the picture, and he could just slide down
Oh, dude, that is such the future,
and
though.
select.
This is old
the,
news.
Yeah,
But
no,
this
it's
is
kinda cool,
this is
though.
the stuff that honestly, if people are paying attention, I remember when I was going to auction houses in like 11, 12, and I was doing Amazon, and everybody else was only doing certain things, and I was using my smartphone to comp stuff at the auction, and none of the old people had their smartphones doing that. It's a huge advantage. It won't last very long, but take
There
advantage
you go.
of it.
So
Well,
why
no, but
won't it
in
last very
10
long?
years, it
Because
will be an
more people will
advantage because
adopt
more
it, and
people
they
will
will-
know how to use
yeah,
it.
everybody will be using it.
I beg to differ. Well, I think you're right, but I think there's a faster reason why it won't work like that for very much longer. If that's the case, think of what an advantage the thrift store has in
Oh, I
picking
know.
the items out.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
That's my concern with it is like in 10 years and everyone has this just built into the camera on their phone. Forget an app. It's literally just part of your camera. Like, what is the reselling landscape?
should watch
even?
It
what
will.
video
No, it's
coming
going to
out
accentuate
Thursday.
the death of flipping from a thrift store, but I don't think
Carrie-
it'll change
Carrie, whoa, we can't talk about this. We need to go into the future and watch Kevin's video
Yes.
coming out Thursday.
Yes. It goes
Because
with
we're
this
not allowed to
whole
talk
topic,
about it
though.
yet. We need
telling
to
you.
talk about it in the future.
No, you could talk about it. I'll talk about it right now. I think
All right,
there's
good.
it's going to be there's so many ins and outs to it. It's the idea that everybody's going to become a reseller because of that, I think is false. I just don't see people reselling.
No, I think
because they
everyone's
know
gonna be
the
super
value of
educated.
something.
They're all gonna be
I
super
think what's going to
educated.
happen is the stores that are professional resellers are going to use it a lot more. You're right. I still think garage sale culture and flea market culture will be maybe
Because
even
they
stronger.
already
Who
have
knows?
that ability, right? People at garage sales already have the ability to find how much something's worth. They can line stuff up if they want. It's not going to change the fact that they don't want to become resellers, or that it's not going to change the fact that somebody's got to get rid of a whole estate, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to become
But
resellers. That
don't
stuff
you
won't
think?
change.
Don't you think in 10 years there is less? It becomes less common to get a score where it's like, oh, I paid $5 and it's worth $800. That
yeah.
I think can become less common
Okay,
because
but
everyone's
why
going to
isn't it
have
less
such
common
easy
now?
access to information.
Because
There's still hurdles. There's still
Yeah,
hurdles. Like you can
okay.
Google image it and it pulls up the wrong thing.
Oh, it's
and you
going to
go
be. It's
eBay
probably
and
going to
it
be
pulls up the wrong
wonky
thing.
for
Like,
years.
when
where
it
it's
gets
not-
good in 10 years,
Never
everyone will know
underestimate
instantly.
how many people try to avoid taxes for multiple reasons. Don't ever.
Oh, I'm not saying they're going to sell
underestimate
it. I'm not going to say they're going to sell it. I'm going to say they're going to be more
They're gonna demand
educated
more
when
prices.
negotiating. Yes, that's
Yes,
all I'm saying.
that-
Is your
we've already
prices are going to
seen
go
that,
up.
though.
It's going to be the new, eBay listing on their item. They're just going to be like, look at this screenshot of what AI told me this is worth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't deny we've already seen a large part of that already with Google Image and eBay Image and stuff like that. You've already
And
seen it.
there's always going to be that person who just doesn't care. They just want it gone. That's always going to exist. I'm just
So
saying,
your
like,
connections are going to be more important than ever,
That's very true.
and your sourcing techniques are going to be more important than ever, especially if you're just a thrift store picker. Now, I think there'll still be bins and stuff. Yeah, there probably will be, but it'll be in a much different scale. I think this is going to be a net plus when you add everything together for the people who are already in the game, know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sourcing may change,
But it's
going to be a net plus for the people in the game.
Until the robots do the sourcing, we're good. Until
You
robots
think
are
it's an-
competing with us out there, because they get it, they don't even need a sleep, Kevin. So they're going to be the first ones to the yard sales.
I do think it's a net gain for multiple
I
reasons.
think for people who
Do
only source at
robots
thrift stores,
dream
it will be a net
of electric
negative.
sheep or something
I
like
think
that?
if people are only sourcing at thrift stores, it's going to be a net negative.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But look, there's different ways to get stuff from not going to the thrift stores. We're good at that, right? I just went to a sale right down the road the other day. It closed at 1. I got there at 1:02. And they were putting stuff up, and I just rolled down the window, and I didn't roll it down. I hit the button, but you know the point. And I'm like, hey, can I look? Can I look? But as you're putting stuff up, they're like, yeah, come on, it's all going to the Goodwill anyways, and whatever. And I got a few good deals. So we need to figure out ways that we can get stuff before it gets to the thrift stores, before it gets to second world, third world countries, whatever. I think it's very, very possible. I've been delving into doing this kind of stuff, and I think garage sales are going to continue with some changes as far as pricing and stuff. But I think we've already seen that. So,
But ultimately, it may change the starting point of a negotiation. But unless people want to do the age-old put it back in their garage at the end of the day game, which a lot of people are willing to do, and save it for next year's yard sale, they're not going to. If they're not willing to actually list it, it's going to be easier to list. But will they want to bother?
I've
with
been
that?
hearing from a lot of people this year about garage sales themselves. Around here, I've been hearing good things. I don't know if you hear stuff from Brandon or not, but I've been hearing good
yeah, I
things
haven't
from
been talking
people,
to
and
him.
I've been very happy. I feel like this year's better than last year, with some exception. Like I went to a sale the other day. Some lady once, she was asking listed eBay prices on everything. And I was showing her the solds, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that."
Do you ever use?
Like,
do you ever
okay.
use the "Do you know who I am" line?
Yeah, every week. That's what I
Me
do
and
when I walk
Carrie
up.
and Dawn need to get out of Dodge because there's
Hot.
real bad sourcing right now down here. It is like I'll go because I want to get some stuff for Dib Dit, and I'll go out for a whole Friday with Mom, and I will come back with like 9 items. Like there's just
I'm
not a
in
lot of
I'm in a
bulk.
different
You know what
world
I'm
than you
talking
guys. I have more stuff than I can buy, but I'm doing sports cards. That's a way different world. And I do a little bit, like I haven't been focusing as much as I was in the summer on regular stuff because it is tougher.
I thought I was
no.
going to go out Saturday and be out for just a little while. I told my pop, I was like, hey, we'll probably be back by 10, just because there was a little bit of rain. There wasn't many sales. And we were out till 1:30 at sales.
Wow.
And I mean, it was crazy. I was like, holy moly, this is good. So I'm happy.
I think
yeah.
what you run into here this time of year is people who are moving and they're desperate to get the stuff
just gonna
gone.
say
Now
that.
that is not that common though, because the market is really bad right here. Like I got so lucky selling my house as fast as I did. Like there's a flipper friend of mine here, and he's had his house listed as long as like 1 month after me he went on the market, and he has not got any movement at all 3 months
We
later.
need those
right?
rates
So
to come down a point, we need
Yeah,
rates.
so, like,
You get people
he's-
moving and dying. That's what resellers need.
So the
Dying and
the moving's not happening. The dying is happening. Honestly, my best luck right now is at the estate sales. That is where I'm doing the best, is at estate sales. The garage sales
Just somebody's,
are brutal.
saying the quiet part out loud. So,
well, it's a joke.
It's true though. That's like,
but there's truth in a lot of jokes.
that's why, Carrie, we got to find a way to get out of here. We got to go to a highway sale in July or something. Go north.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we
I,
gotta find
I thought we
301
were.
this
Aren't we
year.
doing one in July? Are we still
There is
doing
none
it?
there is none in July.
I thought we were going up to
Yeah, there is. Come up to my
up
place.
north. I thought we were going where we
okay,
usually
I didn't know
go.
there was. Oh, Kevin's
At
got
the
to
end,
take his.
well, actually, that's
his
the 1st of
little pill.
August, isn't it?
That's August, I thought. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk
no, it's-
after. We got to figure
yeah,
something out.
yeah.
Though. We got to
Please
get out of
take
here.
the pill after. We don't.
Hey, I
You
went
know
to
what
the
happened
Goodwill
last
today.
time you took the boner pill mid
This
podcast.
is
That
how
was weird.
desperate. This is how desperate times are. I went to the Goodwill today.
I
Carrie
that
saw. I went to
in
the Goodwill.
chat.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's how you know I'm desperate. If I'm at the actually, I was sitting at home and I had to do a bunch of stuff. And Tina said, "You want to go to the Goodwill?" And I said, "Yeah, that seems better than the work I should be doing."
You go to Port Orange.
Yeah, I went to the Port Orange, and
That's
Is
at
that
least
the one I
like
went to?
possible. Like you could possibly find something at
I
Port
found
Orange.
stuff. The first thing I found actually was, they have like bags of goodies, like just bags
wish
of
mine
stuff.
had
Generally,
bags.
generally it's like bags of broken glass because they just really want to kill their patrons. Carrie, you've seen the bags of broken glass. It was a bag of books, but at the bottom I saw The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein, which can be a big bolo if it's the first edition 1964 one. But here's the thing, and this is where I make some people mad. They have it in the stupid bag, and with Goodwill, like they don't want you to open the bag.
Flipper. You pulled an Aussie flipper.
How
Dude, you're
I do not
such a
listen.
dog.
Listen, hold on. If you buy the recent version of that, it's worth $4. If you buy the first edition, it's a $150 book, maybe
You put it in
$80
the
to
bag for a
$150.
reason, Dave.
Well, no, I don't know what the reason was, because when I opened it up and looked at it, it was the first print. It was actually the first print, the $150, $100
you
to
bought
$150. I bought the whole bag.
Well,
yeah.
then
I
you
bought
can
their
feel
stupid
okay
crap
about
too.
it. But you wouldn't have bought it otherwise, and there would have been an open bag sitting there.
I would have put it back in the bag and I would have tied it and it would have been fine. But I wasn't going to pay $10 for the thing if it was the new one. I mean,
Yeah, the
I don't
Port
know.
Orange place bothers me because like all their hats are $9 a piece, and hats are tough enough to sell as
so
is. So they just
expensive.
have like 70 million hats, and I want a few
you
of them,
think-
but I don't want to pay that much.
Because they're behind, the learning curve, right? The hat market was crazy, and then the hat prices
Yeah, the hat market's,
started to get
in
crazy.
my
and
opinion,
it's
way down.
Way down right now. So you think the prices are going to come down like delayed effect?
No,
Chasing
I don't
the
think
Probably
so.
not. They're
Here's
just gonna
what they
keep-
had.
They're probably
I
going to
bet
go.
they
You know
will
what the problem
eventually.
is? These are too cheap. People don't see the value in them.
If we price them higher, then they'll buy them. No, so they had one thing, a redeeming quality is they do have discounts based on tag color. So like stuff will get cheaper at some point. But they did have behind the counter, and Carrie knows behind the counter is the no shop zone at the Goodwill. Like you can't afford anything back there, right? But they had the Mark's Toy Jane Cowgirl in the original box for $20. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like
not
pre-owned,
what
it
it's
sells
worth.
for $30. I didn't know if
you
in
buy
the
it, though?
box
Was it like
No.
new in the box?
No, it was used in the box. It was used in the box. So I don't know. It didn't. It seemed too risky. $20. With no box sells for $30. There was none listed with
It's
the box.
also you run it on.
and I'm gonna run it on an auction. So yeah, it's.
So are you having success at estate sales because that's what's open right now? Nobody's stupid enough to do
That's where
garage
there's
sales?
bulk. That's where there's bulk. That's where there's quantity. Like at the garage sales I'm going to. The only other thing, if it's not someone moving, if they died, it's an estate sale. If they're moving, which generally they're not right now,
moving sale.
then you can buy some. But it's really like little old bored people. They put 10 items on a table because they want to chat with someone. Like that's really what I'm running into more than anything. Or like Amazon flipper people with all the friggin' diapers and stuff. I'm hitting a lot of those. Brutal.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, put on some pants, people. You're doing a yard
Yeah.
sale.
Hey, my dad killed it this weekend, y'all. I got speaking of that NES thing, yeah, because this is going to lead into something else. Go and make a $1 offer on the NES, and the name will be drawn tomorrow.
I'll pitch it. Let me pitch it
record
as
show.
a penance to you guys, okay?
No,
There
the
is
penance
a
to
one-
post it on Facebook.
A $1 NES, guys. All you have to do is make that offer, and then Ivan's gonna randomly I'm gonna. What are you doing? You
I'm opening a card box.
Addiction.
You are what we call in the card business a degenerate. You're a degenerate. Yeah, this is
right.
a problem.
There's the
Yeah, but
pitch
anyway,
from Carrie.
make a $1 offer. Kevin's going to be
Somebody's gonna
very
get it for a
happy.
buck.
Yeah, Kevin is telling us on the hour how many new members are on Dibdit, so we need to make
I
we
don't
need
know,
to
I
make
looked in a
Kevin
while.
happy. How many new members are there today?
Listen, but I was out, and my dad, I hadn't got back to the back of this yard sale. Your buddy was there. It makes me feel good. He won't like to hear this, but he went to that sale too, and his wife. And Brandon was there, and he's like, "Did you go to that sale back there?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That was the most ridiculous. Everything was ridiculously priced. Like, they had a Snoopy music box, and they wanted $50 for it. It sells for like $40 on eBay, but it actually had the music box. This thing didn't even have the music part underneath it. They wanted $50. Anyway, he's like, we left. At the back of that yard sale, there was a Scotty Cameron putter and a Scotty Cameron head cover, and my dad
Brandon doesn't look at clubs though.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And
Yeah,
so
he
he's like, my dad picked it up. He normally would just leave it and say, hey, go check this out, because half of
I
what
would've
he points
seen it.
out is terrible, right? And I was like, he had it in his hand, and I just took it. I didn't even. I'm like, thank you for picking it up. I was waiting for the price though. I was like, how much is this going to be? And the guy's like, $20. I'm like, sweet.
I think I bought that same one for 70 last
Yeah.
year, and I did great on it at 70 through eBay. So that's a
But
great deal.
The reason I mention that is to give Pops a shout out, but also because I'm going to do the same thing I did with the NES. I'm going to do it on Dibdit Sports. Go over. It's not going to be live till probably tomorrow, but go over to dibditsports.com, and that will be sitting there for a $1 offer. There's far fewer people on Dibdit Sports, so you will have a far higher chance of getting it for $1 free shipping.
What's it valued at, Kevin?
I'm going to sell, I don't know, but probably 150 to, I don't know, I got to look at condition. There's sales as high as $200. But I'm going to sell the club head cover to cover my cost and make some profit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put that over there.
Look at you.
And
Look at that.
there you
I'm
go,
so proud of you,
dibditsports.com.
Kevin's a nice guy.
No,
guys.
we're just dude. This is a very kumbaya
Well, look,
episode. We're
I
just
wanna
really
move
proud of each
people to
other. We're
different
doing
places,
awesome.
so
We feel
nice,
good that Dave's back,
Yeah.
even though he was almost gone.
Was I? Where,
You were
where
almost
did I
gone,
go?
apparently.
Oh,
I don't
from
know.
the quitting. Listen, I was quitting because Kevin was being unappreciative. We
I was
covered
not
his
being
A
unappreciative.
for a whole episode. We let him go gallivant around
Yeah,
with his
it was his
family.
weekly
Shout
gallivanting.
out. I want to see the hate in here. I mean, he called me names. I was getting
What?
ticked. I was just
I
having
called you
some
names?
fun. All I did,
I
just
called
for the
you
record,
names?
y'all.
I said, "Don't be a poo-poo head." Is
All
that
I
how
did, for the record, was say, listen, guys, we're losing subscribers. A lot of people want to talk about reselling. You know, look at all these. Look
Then
at all
why
the
are they
comments in
here?
That's all I put in there. I put the comments in there, and
What
Dave
are,
comes
so
at
you're
me
telling me
like
people have
I'm-
been listening to this us on
For
our
reselling
podcast
content,
for a
yes.
while,
Yeah,
and
that's what they
they're
want.
expecting reseller content at this point. That's a them problem.
Kevin just sent us a bunch of screenshots of people saying they hated us. and
I
hated
love
the
Kevin's
episode.
passive aggressive
just-
stuff where
just
he
remember
just
that.
sends and he doesn't give any context, and we have to figure it out. I guess it's like a test.
Well, look, okay, so if you didn't like the comments, then be mad at the commenters. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not upset with the comment.
Yeah.
Kevin
Although, I will
said.
say
Kevin
there's-
said people gave up on us in that
Yeah,
episode. They
he
gave
did.
up on us.
They
Dude,
did.
here's
up
the
on us.
thing. Here's the
did.
thing. This is trash to cat.
I
It's
said-
us
well,
three
my
talking
response
about what we
to
want to
Kevin-
talk about.
my response
I'm
to
fully
Kevin-
assured in what our
Yeah, read
podcast
this
is and do not
response.
care.
Yeah, the response. to
I
Kevin,
do want
well,
people to be happy, but you know.
I said, well, stop skipping weeks then, Kevin. That's, if they're
Skipping,
giving
I
up
was on my
us, don't
deathbed.
skip. Okay,
Yeah,
well, no, you told us, you
We've had
actually admitted that you
700
felt
episodes.
fine and you
Me
could have
and-
recorded.
Me and
I
Dave have been on
started
all
feeling fine
700.
that
Kevin's
day.
been on 150 of those. He's off every
Kevin,
other week.
Kevin's response to
Come on.
me.
I haven't had a
Kevin's
day off in-
response. Kevin's response to
Day
me
off.
saying
No,
stop
no,
skipping
no, no.
episodes is I'm thinking about skipping more episodes. Is what that was his passive aggressive
Yeah,
response.
wow.
No, I was just being funny, and Dave came at me with that. So I said, I'll just add a little bit of fuel to the fire. I want you to read the other comment.
Read
You
the
won't
one
do
that
it.
I put to try to calm
Which
everything
one?
down. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm a
Dave,
peacemaker.
this reminded me of the Dan episode where Dan and Dave and Carrie was having to decide if he was going to go with mommy or daddy. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, Carrie is going to have to make a decision again. I know Carrie's decision's to go with daddy up here.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm trying
Dave's
to see
daddy,
which one
you're mommy?
The
What's
butthole comment. That was it.
I'm trying to
like,
find
man,
the butthole comment.
I'm like, he's being serious here. I'm just
I
screwing with
said,
these guys.
I'm trying to find it.
We're the only people who would just do an entire segment in our podcast about our text messages.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
That's not-
I said, Kevin, skipping an episode and then being a butthole about the episode we did when you were not there is kind of a poop move, by the way. Stop being a grouch. Is that really that bad?
Look at that,
I
dude.
think
He
it's pretty-
literally scolded you like a 7-year-old
Yeah.
child.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm just screwing you, Dave. Jeez,
Screwing
get
you?
ripped with me. Maybe I'm reading this wrong.
Screwing
I don't
with
like
you.
context.
I hope I said that.
I'm high on drugs right now. I can't help it.
And I can see the background
Allegedly,
chatter
is what he
going
said.
between Carrie and Dave. And it was probably because
I asked him if he was really mad. That's all I did. I was being serious.
Did you ask me that?
I did. Not in the
Oh,
chat
like on the
afterwards.
phone call, like
Yeah,
later
like
that
on a
day.
phone call.
I said
Behind
no,
the
and what did I
scenes.
say?
You said
I
we're
said
gonna-
no.
you said
I
we're gonna
said
let
no,
it
but I want-
sit and let him
I want
worry
Kevin
about
to
it.
feel
Yeah.
like we're-
But listen, it worked because there's been like 2, 3, 8 minutes of card talk. I'm sure there'll be more. But, you know, I'm
about
glad
to rip
Dave
a
was
whole
considerate.
box.
I'm
Let's see if
also
we get
fully-
some fire.
I'm fully prepared for this to rapidly end after Dave has 3 weeks of no hits, and then we're never going to talk about cards again. So just let me have my moment, and then
Oh,
it'll pass.
people keep hitting stuff, though. I'm gonna sell over there. I gave in. I bought some cards, y'all, and comics. I'm falling apart. Comics and cards, like I'd never touch them. And now
I'm fully convinced that you just get way more worthwhile hits in entertainment boxes than sports boxes. Like it's just because like
Well,
the
me
entertainers
and Rod have
are
been on
just-
fire.
yeah.
We both got covered by tops in like the last couple weeks. So Rod had
wait a
that
minute.
super like $2,000 Shohei Ohtani he pulled.
Yeah, Kevin, did you see that? Someone got a $12 break spot, and
I was
Rob
watching
pulled
it.
them a $2,000 card.
I think Carrie was. No, you weren't in there. You came in after. I was watching that live.
Yeah,
and
everybody's
then
like,
Carrie
"Did you?"
came
Yeah,
in.
everybody's like, "Go
And
see what's
then-
happening." So I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shohei.
Crazy.
You know what's funny is I was bidding on that and didn't win it beforehand.
Did
Should've
you
won
get
it,
your
Kevin.
angels at least?
Well, I'm cheap. I just bid like I'm not paying over what I need to pay. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
I went in and I outbid Kevin on like every break he was in the other day because I was like, Kevin
I
ain't getting
I
this
bid
for
on
$1.
all kinds of them.
He bid like $1 on everything. I'm like, he ain't getting this for $1. I'm gonna take
any
it.
of them. Like, this is crap. I got $15 credit to spend for that.
I told my
NES
audience, I
too.
said, guys, Kevin bid $1. Do not let him get a single one of these at $1. That's ridiculous.
Well, hey, if nobody bids on them,
Kevin is like that though. Like Kevin's won many auctions over the years from us at $1. Like Kevin will do that.
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah,
even
he
to be
is that
negative.
guy.
Like Kevin will just throw a bid in, and if he wins it, he wins it. He has no commit. He's not going to do another bid. That much I know.
Some people think that I want something, and so they're going to bid against me, and they get stuck with it. I'm like, I'm not paying 40%.
I'm not
of value
paying
for that.
10% of retail for that. What do you think I am?
Oh, I paid 10%. I told you I
Think
give
I'm
you
a
300 for
plebeian?
that litho.
What are you doing with your mouth right now,
I'm
dude?
sorry.
Yeah, what are you
You're
doing
like
with your
Mike
mouth, buddy?
chewing the ice over there. Can we read? Oh yeah, well no, we're not gonna do
Wait,
that yet.
I have
First,
a quote. I have one
yeah,
I've got
do your
to read.
thing. Do your thing.
Okay.
Do your thing.
This is from Daniel Mills. Okay, he says, "Damn, Kevin, if the video helps her get it right." Remember we argued about the video. By the way, I got to ask you about your writing down the names, see if it worked. So are you paying attention to me right now?
No, this is your moment. Own the moment, baby.
We were talking, Dave, about
Dan's feet.
No, we were talking about having the video. That's why you put it out there, so in case you made a mistake, you go back and watch it. And I told you, I was like, Jess, no, we're not doing that. This is the way we're doing it. And it was all tongue in cheek. I don't tell Jess that stuff. I might make a suggestion, but I said it like that. And he says, "Damn, Kevin, if the video helps her get it right, then leave the girl alone and quit being a boss. Maybe become a leader, and that mentality can leave you. I love you, brother, but you're dead wrong on that one."
Wait, so they're agreeing with me?
Could be the beer talking. That's what
They're
it
agreeing with me, right?
No, they're telling me I should not tell Jess what to do.
I agree. You shouldn't. Yeah,
be a
you're very
leader.
both. I just wanted to read this comment, and I think it's really good. And you got to guess which reselling podcast it's about. Okay.
No.
It was read on a different reselling podcast, but I just
Okay,
loved
let's
it
hear
so
it.
much. I'm a big fan of Two Muffins in an Oven. Great commenter. It didn't take Mushmouth very long before he was back to chewing ice while others talk. It's bad enough he has to imitate his boyfriend Kevin with his sunglasses and hat look. I guess it won't be long before he starts wearing grade school t-shirts like Kevin too. Then you got Baby Huey who wants to constantly talk about his feet or start
Huey.
long drawn out whining
Dan,
sessions
come on.
only to eventually say, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And if that ain't enough, you get to look up at Joe, who has a resting face like you're watching Adam Sandler's Little Nicky. And I was like, you know what? Honestly, almost all that could apply to our show, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the whiny baby. Kevin's the mush mouth
I'm
down
the
there.
hot one.
He carries the hot one.
Did you see Mike's retort to that comment? That was funnier than the comment.
The retort that he said in his show, or the
Yeah.
retort in the comments?
No, in the show.
No,
What'd he
I didn't
say?
see that.
It was pretty
I don't
funny.
remember. I probably
I was
saw it.
in
It was
the
like a
shower.
week ago. I don't remember.
You
You were in
were.
the shower?
Yeah,
That's a
they-
weird
nobody
bit of
has
context
yeah,
no one asked for.
No, they're trying to sell a shout out for Kevin in the shower on that show.
I listened to their podcast over 3 or 4 days in the shower. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, no, I remember you take these really ridiculous.
Yeah, long
It would take
showers
me 3 weeks.
filled with what we call in the business self-expression. We don't judge Kevin for that. Self-expression.
They, who was it?
Lord.
Someone recently said. Someone recently said that they take 2-minute showers. It might have been Gary V. So if Gary V takes 2-minute showers,
Do
Kevin,
you think
maybe
he poops
need
in the
to as
shower
well.
just because it's efficient?
It's efficient, yeah. That's why you got the little like. Okay, back to reselling. Okay, we're a reselling show, guys. We're
Reselling
not going to
podcast.
talk about it.
Hey, it's better in cards.
Guys,
Listen,
reselling in
find this other
2025,
comment.
is it,
There's a number
is
of
it
Chrissy.
possible?
I did
yeah.
fail on 2 boxes of this, Carrie. These I might be done with, the high techs. Because I feel like I have enough of the base high techs, and I bought 2 boxes
buy a
and
lot
I
of
didn't
base
get
or a
anything
lot
in
of
them.
just buy singles, dude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I've got so many of the base cards. I don't.
Hey, Flippin' Matt says you guys are easily the #1 reselling podcast. PHP is boring. I don't remember what PHP is. And you
Pure
guys
Hustle,
have more
which-
subs.
They're more serious though. They're like
What's
actually teaching
PHP?
people. Pure Hustle podcast.
Oh, Pure Hustle, of course, yeah. Okay.
They're
good
actually
guys.
teaching people how to resell. We're distracting people from listing, I think is what we're doing.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
is our main focus.
Yeah.
we're starting or ending
Which is
somebody's
going
day
to
on the
become
wrong
far,
foot.
far easier in the near future.
Yeah, exactly. The
Just
whole
don't
time
list
watching
for the next
trash has
few
prepared
weeks.
you for this moment.
Can you
do
tell me,
nothing.
Kevin?
Which one you choose, y'all? I'm just
Have
telling
you
Wait.
have you looked into this like whole AI listing thing? Like, what does
I
that
look
mean?
into
Do I
it
still have
every
to
day.
take pictures? Because that's like half the work.
Well, no, there's going to be a robot that takes the pictures for you, Dave.
That's perfect. Awesome.
yes, you still have to take pictures.
I want to just place the item into a like wooden crate that's got all these
Yeah,
cameras.
don't they have that
and
at
stuff?
7-Eleven or something? 7-Eleven?
I freaking walk
Where you
up
can just
and I
put
put
your
my
stuff there
candies
and it
on
just
there
tells
and
you
it
how
just-
much it's
yeah,
worth?
I
Hey,
want
that stuff's coming. And
That's what I want.
The conveyor
Yeah, we need an
belt
eBay
stuff's
box.
coming.
Just the
It's a
eBay box.
long
You
way
put it
away.
in there, it lists it. It'll tell you a price. You say yes, no, or raise it or whatever. And then you press a button. And
There's
then
gonna
you
be-
just...
There's going to be a lot of competitors in this. It's going to be very interesting, and I would caution you to not just jump on
Somehow-
the first one.
Somehow
Just-
more Beanie Babies will be on eBay because it'll be easier. And they're worth so much.
Actually, I think you're somewhat right.
Allegedly.
I think that low sell-through rate items, it may even hurt live selling, but honestly, I think that train's so hot right now that I don't think it's going to have a huge impact. It'll just lessen the amount of people who are.
So you're really
live
concerned
selling.
about which AI
buy.
listing platform you
Yeah,
Yes.
why do you
use right
care?
now?
Yes.
Well, you want to,
Aren't
guys.
you just playing
guys,
around to
hold
figure
on.
out what
Let
works?
me, Carrie, hold on. Let
Are we
me
trying to
just
angle a
translate-
sponsorship
No.
from tech
Let-
here?
Yes.
Let me
Okay.
translate this. Let me translate this for you. Kevin has not locked in a deal with a specific company yet, so he does not want you signing up for
No.
any until he
You're
pens
partly
the
right.
deal,
Until he tells
and
you.
then he'll tell you which deal
You're
to go
partly
for.
right. I see. I'm honest. You're partly right.
I know I am.
It's not about inking in a deal with the best offer. It's about
No, it's
trying to
just the-
figure out
whatever
the
gives you the
best
most money.
ones
I get you.
and knowing the benefits of the other ones. What are you laughing at?
Nobody believes this part. It's whoever gives you the most money.
That's not true.
Nobody's
Absolutely not
believing
true.
I'm going to weigh the pros and the cons and see if the neutrons and the protons line up. Nobody believes that part. It's cold hard cash.
Okay. Let me give you,
Tech,
let me
tech
give you a
money
scenario.
talks, tech. Money
Let me
talks.
give you a
Kevin.
scenario. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say one comes out and it's not working, because there's going to be multiples of these. There's going to be bunches.
Is Dave having a stroke?
So it can't be necessarily first to market. There's already been some out. I mean, let's face it. List Perfectly's had an AI listing tool. I mean, eBay does to a certain degree already. Just lets us look stuff up. But this is totally different. There's going to be.
Yo, it's the spot where you call, you claim. Dibdit.com is the name of the game. Got pop culture gems lined up in a row. Click that mouse, let your dibs overflow. Dibdit.com, yo, where the coolest vibes always flow.
That has to be like the way to shut him up from now on. I love it. You're muted, Dave, by the way.
It auto muted me. I like the cool vibes part where they're on the couch just being cool. They're just like cool vibes.
I like it. I like whenever Kevin starts feeling too much power. We just shut him up with that.
We just dibdit.com him.
And he can't get mad because it's an ad.
Yeah, you got to put less ads in this thing as you go through it.
Yeah.
Like real
that'd
Yeah,
be
the
cool if
only
an
ads are
ad
going to be that.
I would love that an ad was happening and it
Hey,
cut
you
the
should
commercial
do that
in the
one
middle.
episode. Just
be
don't
cool.
put any ads. Just put Dibdit every 15 minutes. You got to get
We
it seven
should.
times.
We should
ran-
just do our own ad reels. That'd be awesome.
That was
Kerry
the
wouldn't
final.
post this on his Facebook because it's got an ad in it.
I'm
He
a weirdo.
posts YouTube videos that have ads in them, just not on Facebook for his own
No,
company.
That's not.
That's a whole separate episode where we dive into the eccentricities of Carrie.
I'm an
Let's not get into
eccentric.
it right now.
I'm an eccentric. You guys
shared
really
it
want to
out,
break
for
that
goodness
down? I
sake.
don't understand why I'm weird about it. I just am.
Here's what I'll
wish
say, and this is not necessarily applicable to just Carrie. I have many, even I myself struggle with this. Sometimes our eccentricities can cost us a lot of money.
Oh, dude, I know that.
And our
Dude,
partners.
I'm not even joking. I think about that all
Yeah.
the time. How much money I could make if I was
If you
normal.
didn't, yeah. Well,
I'm not
but
even
no one's
joking,
really
like, I think
normal.
about
What
that.
is normal?
Well, I mean, I'm not abnormal, but like if I was like a little bit more gung ho about stuff and not so OCD about things, I would do better.
But I just don't. Whatever. I'll leave it for another day.
Well, we don't
So-
remember what you were talking about.
No. I was
Did
going
the
to talk
commercial?
about Carrie's
Eccentricities?
inconsistencies with it, because I've seen ads. Everything
No, I'm
that
not-
I see from Carrie lately that pops up is an ad that he's doing
Yeah, but
sponsored for somebody.
Well, I put that it's sponsored though.
Well, okay. So it's not sponsored. Our Dibdit thing isn't even sponsored.
I don't know,
You
man.
own it.
I don't know. I don't know. Understand why my head is the way it is.
We'll leave it be. It is what it is. Listen, so the AI thing, honestly, guys, I think. Imagine you jump on the first one that says, "Hey, Dave, I'll give you $1,000 if you do this ad for me," and then Dave doesn't even care, and they come out and they're 17 times more expensive and not as good as the next one. What do you do then?
What do the
How
apps
much are they giving,
do?
Dave?
What I'm asking you is, what do the apps do?
Well,
Yeah, what do
first
they
of all,
do
they're not all
exactly?
apps, and I don't think text is an app. It's not.
What
It's
do
completely-
any
What
of
is
them
it?
do? Is it the
Okay,
same as a listing
so
service?
Let's say you take a bunch of pictures of. I got some low end. I'm putting this on Shop Commons tomorrow from one lot. There you go. There's a promo. So you just start taking pictures.
Look at
of
this!
these one at
Look
a
at this
time.
lot of garbage I have. It'll be on Shop Commons tomorrow.
I love how he sold that. I got a bunch of low end junk. Find it on Shop
Look,
Commons.
Jess
Dot,
even
it's
put
not
a
even a
tag
dot
on there.
com, people.
She says that one sells between 5 and 12 on eBay.
Who
This
says
one
that?
Sells for 6. That's what Jess.
So that sells for 6, and that's the one you're showing off. So the others, what do
no,
those go
whatever.
for?
I'm
2?
making the point. Let's say you take. I'm just trying to get. He asked me what it does. Let's say these were $20 a piece cars.
They're
which
not.
They're not. So you go and you take pictures of each one. You take 1 picture, 2 picture, whatever. And on this, you'd probably get away with just 2 pictures. And then you go and you load them all on your computer, and you load them all into one batch. 20 cars,
Okay.
50 cars. You put them all in one batch.
This is kind of like Card Dealer Pro for sports cards. It will find that in eBay, it'll fill out your eBay listing.
It fills your whole listing out, and all of it does them all in one shot.
But the only thing you have to fill out in an eBay listing is the price and the shipping. Everything else is just already in there because you hit sell similar.
Okay, I don't.
It allows you to do
disagree.
like 100 at once, though, Dave. Like super
Yeah,
quick.
you could do them all at
rather-
one time. You can do them all at
Well,
one
but
time.
you have to take all the pictures.
Oh, you don't for eBay? You don't have to take the pictures.
You do.
for
I'm
eBay?
just saying, if you have to take the pictures and then you don't have to enter you don't have to enter the price and the shipping
Well,
costs.
So
It
you take the
depends. You
pictures
have
and then it
options.
gives you like a list, I imagine, of 100. You fill out a couple things and then you list all 100 at once. Rather
Are they
than go
smart
through each
comping
one.
and pricing it perfectly
All
to
right.
sell fast?
That's a good question.
Okay,
You probably
those
still
are the
have
questions that I've asked because I would like it to.
There's
to
probably
have
a link to eBay where you can.
First of all, it has to be good enough to delineate between small differences. Like if it's a Care Bear and you don't see the tag, if there's no picture of the tag on the back that says 1983 versus 2002, or I think that's right, 2003.
It's got to be able to deliberate between the two. I agree.
Yeah, it's got to figure out, and it's got to be correct for almost all the time, right? So if you're dealing with something like that, it's going to be spot on because it's got the QR code, the pictures. It's not going to analyze one picture like eBay does. It's going to analyze all of your pictures and gather all that data and put it into your listing. And it'll go through and fill out the description better than eBay will. And it'll go, the stupid AI description. I feel like Dave is completely ignoring me, but thank you for letting me talk. It's going to fill out the item specifics, which a lot of those are in there for when you're using the eBay sell similar. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but let me tell you, it's going to be for the big guys. If it can reduce your listing time by doing it in batches like that.
I just feel like,
significantly.
to me, it feels like it'd be really good if I was a clothing reseller.
I think clothing. I think it's going to be better
Books,
for certain.
it'd be really good if I was a bookseller.
It'll be pretty good on early stages on those, but
Yeah.
it is. Look, you know this, Dave. AI is getting better so fast.
No,
going
it's getting
to-
so much worse,
No,
Kevin. I
you're
use it
crazy.
every day. It's getting
Come on.
dumber and dumber and dumber. It's insane how dumb ChatGPT is right now.
Okay.
It's so dumb. Carrie, you use it. How often does it tell you the wrong thing?
I'm not going to say anything negative.
It told
about
my aunt
Chad
she had
out loud. It
cancer.
can hear me.
It told my aunt she had cancer. She uploaded her doctor's results because people say to do that. So I said, "Oh, it looks like you have cancer." She doesn't, but just ChatGPT.
Yeah, well,
I've seen
I mean,
people listing 300 items in a few hours.
Yeah, but you're listing
seen
them at the right price, or you're not. That's the biggest
Look,
question.
There's
I have.
issues. There's issues. I have no doubt, and I think that those issues will eventually be ironed out.
I think the
and
more
it-
interesting thing is this is the beginning of the future with listing, because that is like one of the biggest hurdles to reselling is listing your frickin' stuff.
100%.
So now people are just going to
Yeah.
be marauding around buying everything.
But what do
Because
they
everything's
charge
getting
for these
listed
services?
immediately.
What do they charge for these services?
very wildly different.
Give me an
That's my
example.
point. 50 cents a listing, 10
I
cents
would
a
never
listing,
do that.
You could
7 cents a listing.
I would do 7 cents. Yeah, I'd do 7. So
too.
someone's offering 7 and someone's offering 50.
What's the difference in
offerings
service
aren't all
quality?
out there yet. These haven't all been launched yet.
Is the
so-
7-cent one only upload to Bonanza?
Ugh, yeah, there's gonna be all these add-ons and stuff too. And
Yeah,
then
do you
once
think AI
it's
do you
7
think-
cents now, and then it goes up to
Dude,
50
Do you
cents.
think
and
AI
$1.
or HTML works with Bonanza allegedly? I don't. Big
Yeah, I think
Bonanza.
so.
gotta
Would
be
you
careful.
pay $1? Let's say those were $20 a piece. Would you pay? And there's 20 of them. Would you pay $1.40 to list all of them in 2 minutes? Heck yeah.
What are you
a
talking
minute.
about though? I don't
The
know what you're
cars.
pointing at. Oh, the
The
crappy
cars.
cars that
No,
sell
if
for
they were
$6, but they never sell.
No, he's saying if they were.
worth 10, they do some decent cars in there. You're screwing up my auction tomorrow. I'm selling real good comics too. 12 o'clock. Shopcomics.net.
Dude, it's fine. It's fine. They'll buy it anyways because they love you, Kevin. It'll be
I'm gonna
fine.
come in Dave's next card auction.
Just put a little bit of your
you can get these
bathwater
at
in it.
Walmart for $2
dude.
cheaper.
Put a little of your bathwater in
Did you
there,
think
it'll
Harry
be fine.
Tornado's doing any of that kind of soap with his bathwater in it?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, okay, well, let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of the AI listing stuff. Are you going to try it? I mean, I'll try anything. I mean, I don't have
Eventually-
anything listed except for that one car.
Eventually, I'm gonna make a prediction within 6 months, 20 to 40% of the serious sellers are gonna be in one of them.
Dear AI listing companies, I am willing to go back to eBay with a huge cash offer for an ad.
And we're talking
Like, that's
monthly.
how did Dave finally get back hardcore into eBay? What smart lister
Exactly.
offered him 30 grand to do an ad?
Commonwealth
And he's like,
way.
yes. Because I will get back to
and
eBay
knowing
for
Dave,
that.
he'll go back for 2 months and then he'll quit. I'm gonna sell
Yes.
full time on Dibdit.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude,
I'll
have
get
you
that.
seen Jimmy over there?
Money talks. That's why
Jimmy,
random
yeah.
solar panel commercials are in
Jimmy's
your Flipper
showboating
videos.
over there. I'm sitting in there commenting. He's got like 33 people. He's selling stuff like crazy. So I'm trying to comment. He won't even say my name. He's shouting out everybody else. I'm like, just forget about me, Jimmy.
I'm calling
Thanks a
him right
lot.
now.
Yeah, let's
I
call
know.
him.
It was ridiculous.
How dare he? How dare he
Exactly.
not say
You
your
kiss
name?
the ring of the king when he is present.
Then he apologized, and I said, "Now you sound like Dan." And I'm the one that supposedly.
Well, you're the one that
insulted
made
Dan.
it
I'm
weird.
the one who likes
in
Dan the
his
most.
defense, you did make it weird.
I try to do what you do all the time and insult people, and I can't pull it off.
He might be sleeping. It is almost 11 p.m. I didn't realize that.
He knows your number now.
Tina yells at me because I always text you guys at like 4 a.m. because I'm like working, or like 5 a.m. I'm just sending a bunch of texts. Like, Dave, why are you texting everyone
Don't
at 5
get 'em.
a.m. again?
Nobody. Carrie's
Yeah,
not
he
picking
didn't
that
answer.
up at 4 a.m.
That's what I said. I said
I'll
they
check it
should-
at 1 when I'm available.
Anyone who's
PM.
friends with me should know to put their
Exactly.
phone in do not disturb when they're sleeping if they
I
don't want to be
started to do
disturbed.
that. I never used to, but my wife's like,
I do it.
"This is great." Once the Dibdit stuff, when sales started to go off like crazy, she's like, "You have got to turn that thing off." I'm like,
Yeah, it's annoying. You gotta.
Well, it used to work. Like the 4 a.m. thing would work when I was in Vegas because I was definitely up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I used to do that with Carrie sometimes when I'd get up, or Dave would probably do it every day with Carrie when Dave got up.
Yeah.
Right before, have a good night, Carrie.
Exactly.
I sold this. Well, speaking of cards, I sold a card thing. I bought a card lot. Did you see what I bought? I was pretty
Yeah.
happy with that. I'll do
Yeah, you
okay.
did- you did
Sight
good.
unseen buy, and I was like, I'll buy it, and it turned
You
out
did good.
okay.
You're getting into cards,
here
man.
you-
It's the
here
future.
You go, Dave. You'd like this one? I sold Boy Meets World complete seasons 1 through 3, $12.
How
plus
much?
shipping. 12 plus shipping.
For all the seasons?
No, 1 through 3. I don't know how many seasons. I sold a tie for $36. I bought like hundreds of ties for $30. I sold that
Some
one
of those
for
Italian
36.
silk ties are worth a ton of
This
money.
was a
So-
100% sick Lily Pulitzer.
Carrie, what did you sell on eBay or Dawn, whatever?
I sold stuff on eBay through like I put some stuff through DC like sports for auction. So I sold a couple cards
Whoa. Shut
that
up,
I
Siri.
made like 30-40 bucks on. But Dawn's been selling like the Star Wars stuff she got. So we bought all that video game stuff, but at that same yard sale, all of the Star Wars and like Halo stuff, which apparently is pretty valuable.
Yeah,
me
Halo
see real
stuff can be
quick.
really good.
Yeah, she
Hey,
was
Jimmy's
selling
calling me.
accessories for a
All
bit of money.
right, Jimmy. He's going to make his first appearance on the Trash to Cash podcast.
Jimmy, old school flips.
What's up, Dave? ADH Dave.
You're being recorded on Trash to Cash, just so you know.
Don't tell him.
All right.
Get him to
Well,
say
I have
something bad
to,
about
like
somebody.
legally, I have to tell him. I just want you to know that Kevin's very upset that you wouldn't say his name in your auction. He said you didn't show him the proper respect. What do you have to say about that?
Does Kevin really deserve the proper respect?
Thank you, thank you.
That's what me and Carrie are
Exactly.
saying. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
lining up with me and Carrie here.
Yeah,
He's a diva, right? He's a
he
complete
is.
diva.
Yeah, a D-bag. You're right.
A skosh of a diva.
Yes. So,
Skosh.
guys, check out Jimmy
You
Old
can
School
no longer
Flips on
sleep
Dibdit if you
on
want
my
to
basement
follow
floor,
someone who
Jimmy.
respects Kevin the appropriate amount. Very little. All right, Jimmy, you have a good night. Thanks for letting me call you in the middle of the night, buddy.
Definitely, man. No problem.
Okay, he's gone.
You
He
got
used
him
to be
out
on
of bed.
podcasts.
So he
yeah.
may make an appearance. Well, he does. He's on Reselling Information Network every so often. Check
What
this
day is
out.
that on?
Tuesdays at 8
Tuesdays,
o'clock.
guys.
9
Reseller
o'clock.
Information Network on YouTube. Shout
And
out.
as soon
What-
as 10
what
o'clock
time is
hits,
Full
skip
House
over to
on?
us.
Friday nights, 9:30. No, 8:30. 9. Then 9 is Family Matters, and then 9:30 is Step
The
by Step, I think.
Dinosaurs? When was that?
Dinosaurs
that
was
the last
8.
One,
That was
right?
8. No, that was the first one. That was 8
Perfect
a.m.,
Strangers was the one that started
I
it
never
off,
got into
right?
that. Yeah, that was like 7:30. I didn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm not interested. Kevin loves
Yeah,
Perfect
good.
Strangers. If you upside down
Yeah,
pineapple,
Balky
what
Ball
I mean.
Bartakamoose,
Didn't
man.
they like work at like an antique shop or something?
I can't remember. I remember My Two Dads. That was a good show. That dude was kind
What's the one with the daughter that was a robot?
that was what's that called?
I
My
don't- I
daughter
don't
the
know that
robot?
one.
No. I'm gonna have to. That's gonna drive me crazy.
That's a real
She
one.
had the red jumper thing on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that called?
Carrie, how's Mercari doing?
It's okay. I've been selling a little bit. Let me see. What did I
Okay.
sell this? I'm looking. It's mostly cards. You guys don't like card sales.
Well, let's talk about this, Carrie, because I called
You can
Carrie about
talk
this today,
about
Kevin.
Cards. It's
Kevin,
just
let me
Dave talking about cards
let me tell you
that
this.
bugs me.
So Carrie has some hangups, and Carrie, I'm
Small
not going to
wonder.
focus on
we
your
really
hangups.
need to go into
About
my hangups.
no,
all
this is about the
episode?
card thing. This is about the card thing. I don't think this one's that big of a deal. We talked about it last episode where you like told the guy you found the nun card, which I did watch that video, and contextually it kind of made sense that you told him it was in that box. I kind of made it made more
I
sense
had
once
that
I
rear its
watched
head
the
again
experience.
too. Like I found another card, and then like my head started going like, you got to tell him that this is a pretty good card. And I did,
Where was
'cause I
that? At a
felt-
card show?
Yeah, it was at K&T, so it was my friend. But like, I'm like, I gotta be careful because like I'm starting to get like OCD about that now. So I have,
So you're basically only okay finding like $5 cards for $1.
yeah, no, I don't know. Like it's like an OCD about honesty or something. It's weird. Like so, I get
But
even though
you're
you don't
with
need
Dawn.
to tell people. I don't know. I don't. I'm just.
Do you tell Dawn when she's at a yard sale? Dawn, you know that's worth $300. You've got.
I
to
don't
tell
do
her.
it. That's the thing. I don't
Well,
know
no,
why
because
it's
it only
doing
applies
that.
to cards. This is what I'm saying. It only
I don't
applies to
understand
cards.
my weird head.
It
guys.
literally it does, and so I'm trying to kind
very
of
endearing.
condition Carrie the other direction with it. Like I keep kind of
I
giving
need
him
to be
examples.
conditioned. I need to
Yeah,
be
I'm
conditioned.
giving him examples of like like water.
It's
torture,
honestly,
right?
I think it's growing up the way I did in a very
Yeah.
religious back. I honestly think that's part of why I am. that way.
Very admirable.
But me and
I don't even know,
Rod
it's
were
weird.
trying. Me and Rod were trying to get the new Topps Chrome release today, which is like a big
For
card
Marvel?
thing, right? Yeah, Marvel, like superheroes and whatever. And you know,
gotta
I don't
check,
really
see if I got
necessarily feel like I need the newest to open in my shows or whatever. But I thought it'd be cool to get a box of the newest stuff, even though it's really expensive. It's like $300. And so we entered into like this drawing, which is crazy. I don't know how some of these big companies, Nike and Topps and all these other companies with their sneakers have gotten to the point where you have to like win a chance to give them money. How insane is this
It's
world
not
we're
just
living
that.
in?
It's concert tickets. It's all kinds of stuff. Which
It's
So,
for
like-
the it's for like the most sought after products.
Me
they
and
have.
Rod entered the drawing to try to spend $600 on 2 hobby boxes and lost. Literally, they won't take
No,
my
Rod
money.
was telling me today because Rod was trying to buy cases, and he's all
He was
like,
trying to buy
I
a
might
case
get,
for $3
yeah,
grand.
I might, yeah. He's like, I might get dinged $5,000, and he's kind of like acting like he was hoping he wouldn't. I'm like, dude, I'm never in the position where I might just randomly get a $5,000 charge for just like that. That's so weird to me.
did
But
you
yeah, that's
get
how
an
they do it.
email back from them, Dave? Because I
Yeah,
heard
they
that
said I
thing.
lost.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
said I
see an
lost.
they
email
tell you
from
you
them.
lose. Yeah,
Yeah,
How come I don't see an email from them?
maybe you won.
maybe you won.
But they're supposed to tell you when. Well, anyways, the point was I went to a card shop, no specific card shop, and I asked if they had any of these things, and they said, yes, we do. And I said, oh, I didn't see them out. They're like, oh, yeah, well, we're holding them for, like, allocation, and, you know, we do have them. And I said, all right, can I buy one? He's like, you know how much it costs, right? I'm like, yeah, $300. He's like, no, it's double that. At the card shop, Kevin. At the card shop, it's double retail on release day, right? Mm-hmm. So in the card world, Carrie tells me all the time that like there's no like people don't do huge profits. They don't do huge markups on cards. But that was a very good example, and I told Carrie about that
That's
to
not
condition
exactly
him.
That's not about
that they
there's
do it.
nuance to what I was saying, but what I'm saying is certain products when they come out they get hotter. That one was weird because it looked like the current market wasn't 600, so I'm not sure.
No,
why it
yeah,
was
the eBay market's
down.
like 380 on that. So that was
And
a
like,
weird
but
one.
card shops are conditioned to compete with eBay to a certain degree, so I don't know if it was just maybe they just didn't
Well,
like you, Dave,
do
and
you
they
think-
didn't want to sell it to you.
No, there was literally the label right on it said $600. They had actually, before I even got there, put that label on
I
there.
guess it's just I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I just
But
think that
Kevin,
was
and this is not necessarily just about cards, but my kind of here's my concern about the future, and this kind of ties into the future of reselling, right? If even the retail store that gets it direct from the manufacturer on release day is allowed to double the price before they ever sell it, like where is the future for resellers? Think about like a Nintendo Switch 2. If GameStop had doubled the price on release day, or Best Buy or Walmart, like
No,
do you
this
think
is a real
retailers should
issue
even
with
be allowed
sports
to do
cards.
it?
What happened with sports cards, to kind of give you a little bit of a background on this, is during the boom in the pandemic, people were going to Walmart, right, like they are for Pokemon
Yeah.
right now, and they were buying everything out. Panini and Topps saw this and realized there was money on the table, right, in between.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they selling something that's selling for $60 for 20?
As they
So what
should.
they did, yeah, of course. So they, over the last couple years, they've upped the prices retail wise, and also for the hobby products. But the problem is, like, the market's cooled down on some products and not on others. So some
Okay.
stuff doesn't sell and it's too priced.
So
Like
there's your
these hobby shops typically for allocation have to buy the products they don't want along with the products that are going to sell really well, and they get one allocation, but then if they want to buy another case, they have to pay up more. Like there's a lot of nuances to it. It's very complicated.
Everybody wants
and
to.
I'm glad I don't
make
have to
their
deal
own
with
money.
it.
I just
Yeah.
think that the market forces eventually. I mean, look, some of this stuff. I mean, you know this. Some of the old stuff that sold for whatever retail doesn't sell for that now, and some of it sells for far more than it did back then. I mean, it's just a matter of what the consumer wants, and reselling's not going to go away because the initial retail price is ridiculous. It's not going to go away. Now, you're talking about retail items. I mean, just imagine. Think of the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Look at a drink machine. You go to the theme parks. Do they still do the drink machines at some places where the price goes up? At
No, I
certain
get,
times
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever?
yeah. No, I get all that based on the temperature they
Tickets
do it and
and all
stuff.
that.
I get all that. My
Super Bowl.
point was more like,
buy
Tops
things
themselves. No, Tops themselves, the manufacturer, is selling them to this store so that people can go out locally and get them, and on day of release, it's double the price. And so what I'm
I
saying
think
is,
that was
is
a-
that the future for all products, or is it just a one-off?
I
Probably
don't,
more than
that-
one off,
yeah.
but it can't be
I
a
don't
feature
know.
for all products.
But you just got to remember, like, the people who own Tops, right, which is the one that does that product, is Fanatics. And Fanatics is notorious, for good or bad, however you want to look at it, for maximizing profits. Like, they're well known for having, like, the Nike jerseys for baseball. And last year there was so much vitriol for the new uniforms because they seem cheaper. You know, there's just a lot of things going on. I don't really.
But
fully
are we
understand.
dumb as consumers? Like, this is a consumer trap.
We're
Like,
s-
this is they're just going to keep increasing the price and lowering the quantity of packs until it breaks. Is that the plan? Like,
They're
because
gonna do
next
whatever
year,
it takes to make
next
the
year it's
most
going to be
amount of money.
$400 for
Well,
a hobby box. It's
isn't-
going to have 8 packs, and then it's going to be
Isn't
$500.
isn't it kind of like the end game, right? Getting as much money for for the least amount of
They have to
resource, so
provide
they can.
value
But
no matter what.
if it didn't sell out instantly, they'd stop doing it.
Well, not
Right, so it's a
everything they sell
catch-22.
sells out instantly. You can
But,
go
you
right
know,
now.
Topps
Go
and
look for.
Marvel.
You've done this. You've gone looking for Pokemon
Yeah.
at a Walmart and Target.
Listen,
They're
The
not there.
retail
If they didn't-
shelves are filled with cards in most places.
If they didn't do
Pokemon
that,
cards?
No, sports cards.
Oh,
That's what
yeah,
I
yeah,
meant,
yeah.
sorry.
Sports cards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
That's
they
part-
didn't do that,
Topps doesn't
what's
own
the
Pokemon,
complaint?
but yeah.
So now people are complaining about that. But if they didn't, what you would see is people fighting in the aisle for cards or whatever it is, and so you'd have the people complaining about the reseller doing what those companies are doing. I just,
Well, that's
to
what they're
me, it doesn't
complaining
make a
about with the
difference.
Pokemon thing right now, with people going in and buying out all the Pokemon boxes or packs.
Well,
or
but maybe I
whatever.
have like a little pity on the scalpers, you know, like, I don't know. I have a
you
little
wanna be
pity for
one.
the scalpers. Like, I've been a scalper in my day. I've been the guy waiting in line for the 2 PS5s, you know, like.
Yeah.
I have a
I used to
little
wait in
like
line for
it
the-
is.
But
a
But I
whole
feel like
market.
there is a difference between getting 2 PS5s when there's several PS5s available, and taking a whole rack of Pokemon cards while there's 10 people behind you in line and then they don't get anything. There's a nuanced difference between that, right?
I think if there's a line behind you, yeah, there's definitely.
I mean, there's videos on like
yeah.
TikTok of people taking cards in front of other people.
I wonder how much of that is rage bait.
Yeah,
though,
I think it
you
is because
know?
like I saw one and it looked like he stopped and was letting the kid get the rest
Yeah,
of them,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
the way
yeah.
they edited it, it looked like he was just taking them all, and the kid
I
was
don't know.
sad waiting.
These stores can put in regulations.
Target does.
They have a lot of them have, and they're probably
if you
going to
wanna
have
blame-
to again with Pokemon.
Well, then that's their responsibility if that's what they want to do. I think the companies can put in deterrents. I think companies could charge the market value and try to figure it out, which is what these companies are trying and doing. Same thing with these music artists that are like, I'm selling my tickets for this and that's it, and then they get scalped up and then everybody complains. They could stop it if they wanted to. You know, where a ticket is not transferable. They could stop it if they wanted to, and they just choose not to.
But if so, here's the question, business question: if Topps made 10 times the amount of Marvel Chrome,
They'd be worth 10 times
would
less.
they? Right, but would they make more money or less because of the amount they're producing?
I think it depends on the. Well, I'll let the card guy answer it. but
No,
I
I think they're very thoughtful in what they produce and what they put out. Yeah, they probably think of all of the market forces. They probably are trying to figure out engage the exact amount of demand for the price that they want.
It's like those
With
pigs you
probably
bought
a
too many of,
long-term
Dave.
plan of growing it every year. Like, it's I don't know for a fact.
Because
No,
Rod told me, Carrie, that they sometimes don't even release any more after this first day.
Which to
I don't
me
know
would
about that.
make better sense, because that way or make a certain amount, right? They would
well,
have
they make
to.
a certain amount. Yeah, I don't know what that amount is, though. I mean, they're going to have cases of it. I don't know how long they're running the printing presses or whatever, but you're going to be able to get
I don't think it's printing press.
however they make cards. Like,
Sure it is. I think they make
whatever
cards.
Gutenberg's whipping up for the people to make their sports cards nowadays.
Teletubbies. What's the best
Yes.
Teletubby?
The fat one.
I saw
I was-
two today at the Goodwill in a bag for $9.99. I didn't buy
Yeah,
them.
so I was at a sale and I'm talking to this lady and I go back to my car and I walk all the way back to my car and I tell my dad, I said, just a minute, I saw something and I totally forgot I saw it. I got to go back and get it. And it was a...
Know it's the spot where you call, you claim. Dibdit.com is the name of the game. Got pop culture gems lined up in a row. Click that mouse.
That's like you know that moment when there's a new gag and we're gonna enjoy it for like at least 6 weeks. Like remember when you were attacking
paint a
dogs
picture.
and we just let it go?
I get
or like
this-
the swinging.
literally for like 3 straight years. And the moment I come out with some of the audience to say, maybe we ought to tamp down the card talking a little bit, guys, I get
We
slammed
were
to
just
high
talking
heaven.
about cards for a long
But
time,
I
by the way.
take... Well, but it was more of a market. I like, economics.
Okay, come.
Tinky Winky, 30-inch plush, y'all. 50
30
bucks.
inches is big.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's a
50
big
bucks.
plush. You
plenty.
sold it or you bought it?
So I bought it and I sold it.
For yourself for $50.
Yeah.
No, that's
what?
cute.
I don't buy it for
He
myself.
said
I'm
yes,
not
he
Dave.
agreed.
I don't buy. I do buy something.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know. I can't help but think like if you sell out of a pre-order that fast and Rod and me and Kevin were all trying to buy it and no one gets it, and I talked to the guys at the card shop, they're like, yeah, no one ever gets those. I mean, if I was Tops, I'd double my production or triple it or whatever, right? Like, why not push the boundaries a little bit? I don't know.
That's crazy. Listen, you've done this yourself. You've over ordered. Look at the Christmas ornaments. I've got 20 the first year. They were gone in like no time flat, less than a day. So I got 40 the next year. It took 3 days. I got 50 the next year. I still have 4 of them.
No, I get the
So
whole
there's
over ordering
46
thing.
people max that want those.
You got it.
I get that. I did help manage the supply chain at my company. I understand that, but if we had that level of demand, we would have planned a little better. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you've got all your card shops instantly,
But there's a
doubling
difference
the price
between
on
demand
release
with
day.
a camera
Total difference.
and
Yes.
demand with a collectible because you want to keep it collectible. You want to keep it desirable. Whereas instead of if you fulfill the demand completely and everybody who wants one gets one, then it loses value, right?
But what
Because it's
happened
so
to the
available.
carry? What happened to the carry motto of if it's made to be a collectible, it's not a collectible?
Exactly.
No, but listen.
How do
that's
cards not fit into that?
because
That's a-
there's one of ones, because there's
Yeah, but
unique
the card.
cards.
Well, here's the thing. You're right. Like the base cards and the common cards aren't really collectible. It's the chase cards. It's the inserts. It's the parallels. It's the autographs that people.
But
are
if they
looking
make
for.
80 different one of ones or 1,000 different one
No,
of ones,
you're right. They make too many of them. I agree. But they
I'm
want
just trying to
people-
talk about
there's so
cards
much-
to
no,
bother
but there-
Kevin.
Dude, we've talked more about cards than I did this morning on the card podcast.
Hey, what do you think of Bed Bath and Beyond stuff, or all the lotions and stuff?
Could be good for
What do we
polish
think
and
of the
brush.
lotions at Bed Bath?
Polishandbrush.com. Check it out. Great
Spritzes
site.
and sprays and mist and stuff. I was at a sale, and this kid on the lemonade stand, the yard sale's behind it, he starts pulling out a Bed Bath.
Know it's the spot where you call, you claim. Dibdit.com.
I'm gonna send a scathing text message after this episode is over. Jimmy, I want you to rethink your partnerships. I want you to rethink them.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to Jimmy.
Okay, what were you saying? Something about a kid's Teletubby
yeah,
or something?
You were
Starts pulling-
pandering,
and
trying to
sealed.
make it all Americana with there probably wasn't even a kid with a lemonade stand, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
there was
You're just
3 little
making
girls
this
and
up.
a boy, and he starts pulling this stuff out, and I'm like,
Can you
this
pour
is
some
gonna
gin
be
into this?
YouTube gold here, because I'm gonna buy this stuff off this kid.
Actor.
$2,
Yeah, exactly.
$2.
Why not just
You
live a
wanted
moment and
$2
enjoy it, and
piece.
not think of how you're going to monetize it?
and most of them are sealed, and I'm like, man. And then I was like, I didn't even say a word other than, hey, are these all sealed? Do you have more of them, whatever? And he already moved it down. Oh, if you buy more, I'll do $1.50 a piece. And then I look, he's got 3 bags full of stuff. I'm like, there must be, I don't know, well more than 100 here. I was like, how about you don't have to take them out, and I'll just give you $100 for it. And he's like, oh, that sounds good. I said, you got to talk to your mom. Go talk to your mom, because I want to cover my bases. And he's like, no, I don't need to talk to my mom.
Do you guys see why I interrupted? I know you started writing a comment like, Dave, stop with this stupid thing, like keyboard warrior. But then when he got to the end of the story, you're like, oh my gosh, I wish he had left the song.
Yeah,
on,
exactly.
Right? I mean, it was so bad.
If I was still listening by the end of that story, because I'll be honest, I'm not sure how it ended, but I'm assuming
It's so boring.
I sold a Dawn item. Literally.
Oh, you did?
One thing that she left me, a wood spice rack shelf and
go.
spice jars.
Tickwitty.com.
No.
Tickwitty.polish.
I sold a Florida item. I picked this up, Dave, 2 years ago when I went to that highway sale in Florida, and I finally sold it. It was a jacket.
Oh my gosh! Don't we have a whole show where you talk about what you sold? Like, do you really have to go back over it here?
I'm
I'm
only
like,
using
this is a little sample of his Commonwealth Flipper channel. Go check it out.
I'm just using these for salvos to get back to eBay conversation. I
Let's
really
talk
enjoyed
about,
the
we were
AI
talking about AI.
conversation.
Well, let's get back to it. What
are
did
the
we miss?
4 most important things? I know what Carrie's going to say. What Carrie?
4 most important
In
things
life?
to what?
To be a successful eBay seller.
Listing, buying good items, not overpaying, and making sure Kevin feels appreciated.
Adaptability is not
No,
one of
wait.
them.
What about me?
Adaptability.
I don't get
Changing
to
with
answer
the
it?
times.
Yeah,
and
well, that's the
AI
same thing.
listing,
Adapting
maybe.
and changing is one. Yes.
What is AI never going to be able to do? We've already talked about how it sort of helps with sourcing, of course, and now listing. But what is it ever going to be able to ship for you? I mean, it kind of does with Amazon and stuff.
Realistically, in 20, 30 years, people may have shipping robots, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, before there's shipping robots, there's going to be, robot
I asked
girlfriends and boyfriends
ChatGPT. I asked
before that,
ChatGPT because we're talking AI. Like, what are the 4 most important things to being successful on eBay? It said seduce with your listings, titles that tease, photos that please. Okay.
Did you say make it sexual?
No, you didn't just ask that.
Deliver fast and satisfy every time. Don't leave your buyers waiting.
Yeah.
Get it in their hands quickly.
Fast,
Wrapped
I can
tight
guarantee.
and
I can
protected.
guarantee it'll be fast.
Just how they like it.
Dave, what
Okay,
is your prompt?
Keep
I
your
wanna
customers
know
begging
your
for
prompt.
it.
Yeah.
Be attentive. Respond fast and make them feel seen.
That is your next
Keep
video,
it hot.
Dave.
Keep it coming. List daily. Source often. Never go cold. A sales store is a turnoff. Boom. eBay success. I'm writing the
There's
book.
not. That's a good point. There's not
I want
enough
the-
sexy eBay talk. It's always numbers. It's not about the sensuality
true.
of
It's
eBay.
so true. Thank you.
eBay is so
Finally.
sensual.
Yes.
So
I
sensual.
love that. That's your next flipper video, Dave.
Yeah.
Your next-
You should just whisper it. It should be like you should be in a room with a candle, just sitting in a couch in a robe, and you should just whisper that.
Always deliver.
I said make it sassier.
Not
and it
prematurely.
said
On time.
listings that make them click it. Fast, hard, and fully protected shipping. Service that leaves them moaning. And keep it coming.
You know how good shipping's got to be if you're moaning?
Amen. Oh, good night, almighty. No wonder
It
we're
goes
the
into
best
way more
podcast.
detail. I just didn't read it. It's bad.
No, keep
Oh my
going,
gosh.
dude. It's trash to cash. This ain't
Okay, so here, this is the
it's an
sub
hour and
points.
20.
There's sub bullets below the service that leaves them
I'm
moaning.
just going to preemptively.
Questions, answer them quick. Returns handle returns handle it smoothly. You're not just closing deals, you're building trust they can crave over and over. If you make them feel special, they'll scream your name in a 5-star review.
Dude, 50 Shades of eBay. I love it.
Dave's next AI video. Coming soon.
I love that.
stuff, yeah.
That should be. Can we do a trash to cash shirt that says shipping that makes you moan? I like it.
But they're not, it's for different people, it's different reasons. For Dave, they're like a poly mailer. For Glass, Dude, remember Yakov Benz?
Yeah, what's up
happened
with
to that
Jake?
dude?
I was thinking about him
Seriously.
the other day. I was at a sale. I was like, whatever happened to Yakov Benz? I wonder,
Jake?
Yakov, are you still watching?
No, he's not watching this.
Oh.
Come on. Jake, Somebody find him. Somebody,
Dude,
I know
I swear,
Paul knows him. Somebody, y'all put him.
What's the dude, Joey,
Jen's Multiverse.
the mailman picker in Orlando? He was like, did videos and was like coming back, and then I never heard about it.
Joey Bada Bing?
Yeah, he was like, I'm back, and then he was gone.
There's a lot of people that come back and disappear and come back and disappear.
I would
what's
never
the one
quit
guy?
eBay.
What's the one guy
A
who
lot of
changed
people
his
wish we
name?
would.
Gosh,
The one guy who changed his
he
name?
was in the army. Gosh,
Death Pile Picker?
Yeah, he was in the army. Yeah,
Yeah, he was in the army.
dishonorably just discharged, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I think it was honorable, actually.
Are you
I'm
serious?
sure it was
There's
honorable.
somebody...
I'm just joking.
Who are we talking about here?
Mike,
No,
Death Pile Picker.
No,
We're
he
talking
was
about
not
Death Pile.
just... Dude,
It was
I
a
train
joke.
Hold on.
people for fun, but
Dishonorable
come on.
discharge is not that bad. My brother was dishonorably discharged for sleepwalking.
Oh, okay.
And I'm 100% positive.
Why
Mike
is that
sleepwalks.
dishonorably discharged? That seems harsh.
I think it's because he
It's
didn't.
what you're
he
doing
didn't
when
put
you're
it when
sleepwalking.
he didn't put it when he like wrote it. Like when he signed up,
okay.
he didn't put that he sleptwalked or something. Maybe he was
Oh
honorably discharged.
no, the guy
I
who
might
was
be
in the
wrong.
military, lot of Josh, that guy. He changed his
There you
name.
go. Josh,
He like
yeah,
comes
he
back
did
every
honorable. I should
every
ask him
18
that.
months. He's back for 2 months, and then he's gone for another 18 months.
Yeah. New Jersey picking can't be easy. You might
Oh,
have to
dude,
go
New
across
Jersey
the river.
Picker. Check him out.
Where's he
Facebook.com Trash to Cash.
Yeah.
He runs that group. One
I
of the
think
number
he's
one
doing
sellers.
a show after that NES giveaway, which I keep saying, but it's not. It's going to happen on Wednesday. I'm doing an LP show, and I think he's got a show later that day. I think it's going to be a good day for a show over there, y'all. Good day, y'all, and whatever they say. I'm sure there's some people out there that want a box full of damn
A box full of what?
What?
comics, y'all. I haven't even searched these comics I'm selling.
You're going to before you put them up for sale.
Shop
though,
Commons is getting hot, y'all. You should come over.
Oh,
and
I
visit
know.
it.
Yeah.
Have them do an ad for it. How hot?
We had him. Remember,
Shop
Kevin
Commons
was
is
like
getting-
sneaking
Yeah, that
into the
wasn't-
elderly home and stealing stuff. Did you put
They
that at the
love
end of your
that.
video?
The commenters love that, by the way. They thought it was
Oh yeah,
great.
Kevin, bring us the comments. You usually bring us the comments. You
Oh,
haven't
we
brought us
do
many.
have an apology, sort of ish. I
let's
love
hear it.
Vintage NYC, who they shredded on Mike's podcast, which
Even
was
though she did
terrible.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It was awful.
Gosh. Okay. go
Okay,
on.
after
What
last week's
happened? I have no-
podcast,
I'm out of the loop.
you redeemed yourself with the commercials. Grilled cheese had me dying.
The Kerry grilled cheese commercial was such quality.
Hey, there's a comment that I deleted, Dave, that
Oh,
somebody
shocking.
was ticked off. And they're like, do you notice if somebody comes after Kevin at all in any way, it gets deleted? Which is not true.
And then you deleted it?
I deleted that one, but it wasn't necessarily for the first comment. It was for some of the other ones, and I can't even really remember why. There was something in it, but I responded to them because they put that comment, and of course I didn't delete that comment because there's nothing bad in it. But at any rate.
So you want me to find this comment? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
You
I
want me to
can't find it because I'm not logged in
Oh,
down
okay.
here.
I
But
can
I
probably
wanted
do
to make sure that your comment could be heard, that it was critical of me, because I don't hide critical stuff of me. There are certain things I do. But this person was basically, it sounded like they were calling me fake because I act different on this podcast than I do on...
Is it the one
my
where it says,
podcast.
dang, seems like Kevin has a different personality on this
Yes.
podcast, whereas everyone else is still the same? That's true.
That is actually
Okay,
100%
but
true.
see, it's...
Like,
it
he's
went-
comparing you to your Flipper videos.
Okay, but I'm not sure he was.
That's what it seems like
He
to
might
me.
have been. That's what it seemed like to me, too. And there's
Yeah.
two different threads that were coming off it, and I
Yeah,
just
the
asked a
Flipper
question.
show is like
Well, but he said on this
Farce.
podcast. So meaning, was I different on... Because I was very different on that podcast because Dave came after me for being very different. I was just trying to be funny and be able to be critical of others like they're critical of me.
Yeah, we just don't think
in
being
that
mean is
podcast.
funny, Kevin. No, we don't think that's funny.
yeah.
Carrie's muted himself, and now he's just talking aggressively at no one because we
That's
can't
good.
hear him.
Stay muted, Carrie. Stay muted. That's good.
No, we've just sorry, I forgot about how podcasts work. We've discussed this, right? Punching down isn't funny. Punching up is. You are the beacon of reselling.
No,
and we
but
are
Dave's
but
already talking
plebeians,
when
as
he's
you've
going to
said.
pass me. He's already passed me on YouTube. And
Was it
cooking,
Gen
so
X
he's
Flipper,
gonna
Kevin?
Yeah, I
Gen
think
X
so,
Flipper, yeah. He
Yeah,
said, I've
so-
tried to tell everybody this, and then he responded to something you said. I can't see your comment, but he said, I don't think you really want me to answer on this platform. I'm
asked-
not trying to be hostile or disrespectful.
Right. So my simple question was, I was trying to get clarity. Did it mean that I was being fake in their opinion because I'm different on my channel than on this podcast? Or were they saying I was different on this podcast compared to previous podcast? That's all I asked, and
I
that's what
think-
they came back with. And so there was ambiguity, and I don't like to be called... I'm real on that. You guys been around me to know that my channel over there is don't give me that crap. That's what I love.
What do you want us to say?
Yeah, tell us what
We'll
to
say
say,
it because we're your friends.
Shut up. I love that. I want to talk about stupid stuff. I
No,
want to
you
talk
do.
about
that
Glenn
is
Miller.
you, and
I
you're
wanna-
very
that's me.
organized, and you like to do the show the way you
When
do it. That
Kevin
is you.
does
I
his
agree.
Flipper channel, he is teacher Kevin. He's
Teacher Kevin.
professional
That's actually
Kevin.
that's professional.
And when he
Kevin.
does the podcast, he's out drinking with the boys.
yeah,
Kevin.
he's out drinking with the
It's
boys,
just
no pants
two
on.
different
Not
times of the
fake.
day.
Yeah.
No, it's just
like
different
being
different
mush-mouthed.
aspects.
It's like Mike, you want to talk about
Different- yeah.
fake? Mike talks like he's some country hick with the mush mouth, and then he gets in there and does his sexy voice and does whatever. It's not different. You just people.
Yeah,
have
no, I think
different
it's just
parts
two
of
That was
different
one of the things about the
aspects.
podcast I liked is we could kind of show Kevin is a real boy, a real person, like
That's
just
Not
like he's
just
a normal
a
dude,
not just a boring
corporate hack
sack
and
of
shill.
bones that's 900 years
But
old.
that's why they like this.
Like
Like Dave, you
Methuselah.
don't come off on your Flipper channel, and Carrie, you too. You guys don't act like this on your Flipper channels.
No,
Dave
we
does
don't.
a little bit.
I do a little
I
bit.
that's for sure.
I do. And it's weird because I'm talking to myself in my
I'm noticing
smelly
like
garage.
on the No Bangers, like I'm slowly starting to get into like where I tell more jokes and stuff. Because at first
There was a
I
lot
like,
of poop
and it-
talk
was
on the most
serious.
recent episode
Yeah,
of No
like-
Bangers.
But it's just like I got to get used to the vibe and just be myself. But I also am like actually talk about stuff on that one. This one is hard. I've
And
tried
talk
to be
about fake.
mellow on
Rod,
this one.
I know Rod. Rod's like he's like organized and got all the talking points, and you guys riff off him and whatever. So you want to talk about fake over there? That's not Rod. I know.
No, that is
Rod
no
is
Rod.
usually
Rod is he's a hybrid of you and Dave because he's playing kind of the straight man like you do, like the so for us to do the fodder off of it. But he's also the host like Dave. I'm the same guy. I'm just there, not prepared. I'm just saying crap,
Kevin, you want to hear some of these motivations we did?
I was hoping to call it a night, but I guess I can. I'll
Only a couple
definitely
minutes
watch.
each. We've, I had to, for the Dibdit.com, get the AI song generator. So I figured since I already paid for the month, might as well have some fun with the AI song generator.
let's
And
do
so
it.
we've got some motivations. We're going to start off with Gem Flipper. Okay? Here we
How
go.
about Gen X Flipper? We got to make sure they're not.
They didn't pay
they
us
weren't-
anything,
Yeah, but
Kevin.
I got to make sure they're not.
Actually, before we do this, we need to thank our Wealthy as a Kevin tier
Yeah.
members. Thanks, Kevin. Good reminder. Good
I'll
reminder.
be back in a minute.
Thank you, Kevin.
Well, Kevin's not thankful
Kevin,
to you.
yeah, Kevin doesn't care, but we do.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Gross.
He's got
Okay, Vincent Street Market, thank you. Picks by Tyler. Guys, you're going to like these songs. I think they're pretty solid. Bodega Cards, I Love Vintage NYC, Gem Flipper, Buff and the Stuff, Alexandria Picker, CJ Benz Finds, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Sempor Beal, Mike Camparelli,
You guys
Vintage
are
Sports
awesome.
Flips, Paul's Merch.com,
appreciate
Race Tech
you.
Resell, Logan Murky.
We really
Listen,
do.
since Kevin's gone, we should tell you the real reason he was threatening to skip more episodes is because we don't have enough Patreons. He wants more money, he said. So if you want the show to keep going,
Feed me more cash.
Kevin
what he said
is
in his weird
he's-
way.
He proposed an ultimatum, like if we don't get 500 new signups, he's leaving. Which I was like, Kevin, that's really not right. But me and Carrie will be here
Allegedly.
no matter what.
'Cause
It's
Kevin's
alleged.
litigious.
We're alleging most of this, yeah. But what do you want to
Kevin,
allege about Kevin while he's gone?
I've gotten so many cease and desists from Kevin, allegedly.
What you were going to say something about his banana hammock collection?
Oh yeah, dude. It's not so much a collection if you're wearing it. It's more of a lifestyle.
I wish there was a way I could like show these and also show our reactions to them, but it like takes us off the screen. I wonder if I could do it. Hold on, I have another idea, Carrie. I have a way I could do it, maybe.
Dude, use science and AI.
AI.
AI list, dude. That's the beginning of the end, though, for reselling, right? AI listing, because soon robots are going to find the stuff and list it themselves.
Yeah, we're all screwed. We're cooked.
We're going to just be working for the robots, right? Like in 12 years tops.
I think so. And I'm ready for it. Okay, guys, we'll see.
Yeah, I
Also
just wanna
share
chill out.
audio. Can I just choose the... Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Is this going to work? Can you see it? Let's see if you can hear
Yeah.
it. Let's see if you can hear it. Okay, here we go. We'll do Gem Flippers. Or start it and just see if it's working. Is he pooping?
I think he's actually full dumping.
Did you hear that? Did you hear anything?
Yeah, the moaning, like he just got a perfectly packed
No, the
box.
music. Did you hear the music?
No, was music playing? No, I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear that at all?
No. There's nothing we can do, right?
Yeah, there's something else I can do. We can just not be on screen. Here we go. Ready, Kevin? This is for our friend Gem Flipper.
Well, Jim Flipper got a shelf full of clocks, sells them on eBay from a pile of rocks. He says, I'm trying, I'm flipping with grace, but we told him tape a coupon to your face. You can do more, better flipping, yeah, we believe. Put your items in the fridge so they won't leave. Write your listings in Wingdings font and include a haiku about a croissant. Jim's got shoes, but just the left pair. We said list them as art, collector's care. He asked, should I model this broken fan? We said yes, wear it like a hat if you can. Oh, photos, take them while jumping midair. Descriptions, just right vibes and dare. Shipping, try using soup as a box and tape it shut with one of your socks. You can flip more better, we know it's true. Just title everything rare plus a random zoo. Gem Flipper, you star, you mystical friend. Just add glitter and free beans to every send.
It goes on.
hilarious.
The AI songs are far too long.
Very
AI
nice.
is perfect.
Bobby
It's got
Darin.
What does it mean use soup as a box?
It's
just like
just bad
Did you
advice.
find random stuff on his eBay and mentioned it?
Just bad. No, just bad
With
advice. I
your
wanted to give
AI
bad
lister,
advice. Bad
your
advice for
description coming
resellers.
soon.
All right, then we got the Mike Metco, which is a little more like of a death pile demotivational speech, I think.
Mike, you said the sales would come. Now it's midnight and I've sold none. Took the best pics I could take, but the watchers never wake. I stare at zero views like it's taunting me. This isn't passive income, it's just tragedy. We're all gonna go broke, Mike, can't you see? Free shipping's killing what's left of me. eBay's a ghost town, Mercari's a joke. Poshmark's fees just make me choke. The thrift store's dry and the bins are too. So why am I still listing like a fool for you? Just end the auction, it's already dead. We're drowning in debt with Funko Pops under the bed. Remember when comps meant something true? Now solds are lies that we cling to. Garage sale gods have turned away, and TikTok flips don't pay today. I'm surrounded by printers, wires, and shame, and a buyer just messaged to complain. Oh, I gave this hustle my soul, Mike, but now the spreadsheets are stained with tears. My PayPal's dry, my hope's expired. I can't refund another 40-year-old buyer's fears. We said we flipped to freedom, but we just flipped into despair.
That's pretty good. I like that.
negative.
I was kind of digging that. Printer,
kind of a good
wires,
emo
and
jam.
shame. I feel that.
Yeah. And then we've got arbitrage, little lady arbitrage. Now I will say the intro is like 20 seconds, but when you're doing hair metal, that's what happens.
Woke up late, no sales again. Burning cash like it's blowing in the wind. eBay's
Gary
It goes on
left.
for 2 more minutes of abuse.
That felt like it was more being mean to me than motivating
It all
Tom.
has to do with the prompt. I got to give Dave
I
credit.
love it. That was pretty
You
good.
gotta maybe not show Dawn that. We probably don't want her to know all those
No.
truths that were dropped.
No, she probably
have to
was
give
vividly
both.
aware of all of them.
That was hilarious.
That was
Cupid
pretty good.
cursed by Cupid.
That intro was pretty sick too. I'm not
Dude,
gonna
it's sick
lie.
music, right? That kind of
Pretty
bombs.
dope.
How long before a #1 AI hit?
I don't know, but we got to bring in the Paul Apocalypse, of course.
hope
Final
this is like-
one, the Paul Apocalypse.
Is this
Ready?
electronic music or?
In the year 2149, commerce collapsed, corporations crumbled, and from the ashes, he rose. Started with a hoodie, just $10 flat. Then came the tumblers, the tote bags, the hats. He sold it fast, he sold it slick. No markup schemes, just prices sick. The malls went dark, the brands went broke. Amazon gasped and Walmart choked. He smiled in the neon haze. Paul'sMerch.com had won the blaze. Bow to the Lord of the last supply. He gave us deals, now we just comply. All hail Paul, the merch machine. He built a throne on our dopamine. The flash sales turned to chains. Now we work just to earn his stains. Caps and shirts, our only wage. Paul'sMerch.com runs the cage. He shipped across galaxies, planets, planes. Sold lunch boxes to cyborgs, mugs to Martian brains. When the final checkout cleared the screen, he blacked the sun and ruled unseen. Drone armies dropped his brand from the sky. Every home with a banner, a barcode, a lie. We wore his merch, we waved his flag. Now every child is tagged and bagged. It started with deals, then came the branding, then came the orders. Now we're all standing in line for the next drop. No sleep till the cards pop. Upload your soul for 10% off. We lost the world for a Paul branded top. Bow to the tyrant of the tees. He stitched our fate in cotton seams. Paul's merch, the final name. We gave him clicks. He took the flame. The discount codes were just a bait. Now freedom's gone, and so is fate. He conquered all with zip-up charm. Now every man bears the logoed arm. Thank you for your order. Freedom is out of stock.
I love the lore that we've created for Paul. That's so perfect. Freedom is out of stock because Paul merch in the future rules all.
So stupid.
I got 2 listings done during that one. Without even using AI.
Did you list it at paulsmerch.com or somewhere else?
No.
We know where you'll be listing it in 2149.
Exactly. You're not gonna have a choice.
Do you guys feel motivated, the 4 of you? I think everyone else probably tuned out, but the 4 of you, do you feel motivated?
I feel like
That was
Paul's
pretty funny.
emboldened to make some moves that hopefully he will consider us his friends and confidants as he advances.
It's actually pretty impressive. That was good. They do need to make them like
crazy.
half as long though. That's
They're
crazy.
dude, I cut them halfway. They go another 2 minutes, most
That's
of them.
crazy.
They're way too long.
Yeah. Need
If
to
you
be
want the
meaner
full
to
versions,
characters.
guys, they're for sale in the Patreon. $3.99 a song. We should just we should get our song to go up the AI charts or the iTunes charts.
Apple tunes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, that's the show, guys. Subscribe
are
for
awesome.
more. Unsubscribe from Kevin.
Yeah,
Bye.
there's no purpose to being.
Yo, it's the spot where you call, you claim. Dibdit.com is the name of the game. Got pop culture gems lined up in a overflow.